Yes, welcome back to the Football channel. How it used to- Yeah, it's okay to be I really do. Let's just say that sometimes it doesn't really have to be that tribal or that um, instigating in terms of like to make your point or to even make sense in that opinion. Like sometimes you just got to read the situation, right? Like so, like as okay, you know what? Why beating around the bush? Let's just talk facts. As Indians, when you make content, you are judged based on your race, based on your culture, based on a lot of things. When you're trying to change that, you got to be the first people or the people in line, like who are normally the big creators, to do something well in terms of addressing such a situation, changing that situation. People like me or people like people on this panel as well, we are up and coming. We're not yet in that state of what do we say, or in that place to make a huge drastic changes in the way Indian people are viewed or Indian football fans are viewed, right? So, and when there are such videos out there, like a bunch of big creators trying to enable whatever the foreign crowd says about Indian content creators or Indian football fans, it only adds to the fire that they've been trying to make fun of us or like all the situations. It's honestly very poor what has happened. It is not something I would do. Maybe, you know what? I'll just say it now. Forget the. I'll add the panel. They're there in the chat right now. I'm not in the chat. They're there in the back. In the back. If it ever comes to a point where I enable the rival fans to make content for this channel, please call me out. Honestly, call me out. You could, if you people were at a place where I was making videos, even at the start of start of this season, I even said mute the voices or mute the noise that is coming from City, United, Liverpool, or Spurs fans, and just focus on us. They have a lot of issues with themselves. Let's focus on us. That is also a thing to do. So even if it comes to a point where I personally me like Sucheet on this the football showdown channel ever comes to a point where I enable the crowd to make sure that I make content or do rage bait shit, please call me out because this is not something that I indulge in. But if it comes due to heat of the moment, please call me. It's only fair that you guys do that when I'm trying to call out people for something that is very trivial or very like not it's nowhere near what Indian football fans have been doing. Right? So it's really poor and it was a great morning till I woke up and checked my Twitter. So yeah, let's talk. And I've spoken enough about it. Let me get back to the rest of the panel. Sarman and Parth.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that I'm looking very nice, but yeah, uh, calm yourself down. I mean, come on.
Pause. Sucheet is paused.
Blood hasn't moved.
He's like he's acting as if it's some tragedy.
Bro, it is
Come on.
tragic. It is see, I tell Parth.
No, it
No, I
is
tell Parth.
not.
I tell Parth, bro, do not shave. He will shave. Fine, okay, his girlfriend told fine, okay, cool. Who am I to say that? Fair enough. But this, don't tell me your girlfriend was the reason why you got a haircut like this. Please, I beg you.
Uh, One of the reasons.
You know what? I not say things. I'll
Moving
skip.
on.
Oh my god. No.
Just continue, man.
Genuinely shell shocked. I do not know what to say.
Man, rather the comments are frying me. This is not good.
Uh,
Whoever's
Parth,
done this haircut has committed a crime. What?
Parth with the forward. Whoever did that haircut from David Cohen. Oh,
Uh, give it a week. Give it a week. I'll be back to normal. Give it a week.
It's
see,
it's
this
one
is
of
Give
the
it a week.
situations where you think you had a good haircut and then you take a bath.
Man, I genuinely feel that this is a good haircut. I mean, come on.
No,
dude,
What?
this is like
What
Hardik Pandya
Sucheet's
getting the
what Sucheet's hairdresser did to his hair was a crime. This is not. My hairdresser should be awarded for this.
no. See that one, she did exactly what I wanted to do. That is to get like a haircut like that. I wanted to go like that. There's a difference. Aarush, this is
Nah,
part.
man, this guy is even.
Bro, where did your hairline go, bro?
The hairline's intact. Only the hair has
hairline
gotten
Not
short.
intact.
hairline
It's
with
not
ultra
It
intact.
is. It is. What?
What is that, bro? You can hardly. Your hair is starting from here, bro. Like here.
No, it is not. Jesus.
hairline is 1-0
Nah.
ahead, so it started defending.
Oh my god. What is that, bro?
Hairline
I mean,
reminds me of Arsenal at Etihad.
bro, this hairline has no chance for a comeback, bro.
This haircut reminded me of MBBS first year when we used to have the haircut as part of the racket. What the fuck, bro? Is that what Arsenal does to a man? This will be after my pounded her. Shabby and I combed it.
Uh,
Parth
Yeah,
decided
fair.
uh, uh,
Parth decided to come on and said, "Let me show my forehead." Oh my god.
uh,
He's
what?
off topic, bro. What?
When
Nah,
you go to the
man.
local barber. Oh my
When
god.
you
You'll be
when you when you
surprised if
trust.
I tell you. Nah, you'll be surprised to know how much this haircut has cost me.
It's either
I,
too much or too less, bro.
if it's
There's no
150,
in
I,
between.
if it's 150 rupees, I'll slap you.
uh,
If it's 150 rupees, I'll slap you.
It's 60
itna
rupees, man.
kam?
Telling you.
Do I land the figure? Do I
Please
land
do.
the figure?
Please do.
708.
No way.
Bro, you got to sue that saloon that you went to, man.
You paid 700 bucks to look worse than Hardik Pandya.
Blood got
Just give
robbed
it a
and
week. Just give it a week. Just give it a week.
Exactly.
Oh
There's
my
no
god,
there's no
Parth
grooming.
showing in a forehead for Odegaard and Kai's private jet to land on the Bro's
Oh
haircut
my
cost as
god.
much as Micah's.
Man, I'm wearing a new kit. Please respect.
No. Your forehead is too much of a focus for this, bro. I can't see anything apart from your forehead currently. I'm blinded by it.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh my.
no. Oh no.
Oh, what is. What
Just,
is.
just turn to the side. I want to see if there's some fade or
Nah,
something.
I won't. I won't.
No,
I
just
won't.
bro. I just want to see if it's even 100 rupees worth or something.
I won't. I won't.
Parth, I love you, mate, but what is this Bobby Charlton? If you had a mustache, you would look like.
Uh, it will grow on you slowly. Trust. Hashtag trust the process. Trust the process.
which
There's
phases
no
is there in
process.
this haircut? I think this haircut got left mid phase.
Were you
This
were you cooking this guy even before I came?
Yeah.
No.
She didn't talk for 5 minutes.
uh, this whatever this is, I'd say it is Ruben Amorim United first season.
Nah, bro, this was.
This is worse actually.
Ipswich.
Oh my
Honestly
god.
speaking, this is worse.
Hey, yaar.
I think
Do I say a thing? I was
Yeah.
expecting you to praise me for this haircut. I'm not even
No,
lying. I'm not even
no,
lying.
we are not lying with this thing. In the chat is not right. Bro, what is disaster? Honestly, see, I want to say sorry, but no. It's too bad. I'm
oh my
sorry,
god.
dude. I can't in no way agree or like gaslight you thinking that this is good, man. I can't. Oh my
When
god.
terms like gaslight are being used to describe my haircut, am I an enabler? Am I an enabler?
I need a Sucheet monologue in Hindi to react to his atrocity. Anyway, see, whatever I said on Twitter needed close to like 20 minutes of typing backspace and all that. There's no way I can like speak out all of that in one go without making
I'm not
grammatical
looking that bad. Come on. Come on. What
guys,
is this overreaction?
guys. Let's not be too brutal also because we need Parth to come on the channel again.
But he said it'll grow in like a week, no? So there's no stream till a week. So he can actually. So we'll have to have a fun like now.
That is true. That is true. Oh my god.
My
Uh,
hairline is not cooked. Nah,
Bro, I
man, that
can't
guy is still laughing. No.
I
you
can't have
could
eye
have
contact with him, bro.
you could have chat GPT everything in Hindi, Sucheet. Huh? That is true. That is very true.
Man, and when it comes to Lala and Lala's hair is perfect. I'm
Don't
glad
change
that
it up.
he's not
Don't change it
commented
up.
on my hair yet. I'm
Don't change
glad
it
he's
up.
not commented on this.
Don't change it up. You still look shit. You still look shit.
Shit.
Lullaby.
Man.
So I typed it out and then I used ChatGPT for the grammatical mistake to make those changes in the grammar or whatever. Because I didn't want to make a complete shit show of whatever I said. So yeah.
You,
This is on
Ahmed,
what?
please, welcome. Welcome to the channel, Ahmed. I think this is the first time you're there on channel. I hope you subscribe. Welcome. By the way, before we get to the rest of the stream,
That kid has a better hair than Parth.
keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing with the people out there. We're trying to
you
hit 7.
have to subscribe for this. You have to subscribe for this.
Oh
I'm sorry.
no.
You have to.
I hope how I am just wondering how Amir plays will be thinking of us, bro. Especially Parth. Because instead of Amir plays, I think the barber played with Parth, bro.
That came out so wrong. What a start, man. One for the ages. Parts here looks soft from hearing body.
Accurate representation, bro.
Oh man.
Imagine
I'll have
Lala
to
gave a
stream.
visual example.
I'll have to stream like this.
Oh.
Ah,
man.
man. Shit.
Bro sacrificed his hair to Popo Juju so that he can finally be Newcastle.
Actually,
Bro, what? Oh yeah. Man. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about football. One by one. Let's talk one by one. What happened? Goodison Park. Uh, I mean, from Goodison Park, they ended up naming themselves Dixon. Hill Dixon. Yeah. Yeah, Dickinson Stadium. I mean, I'm so glad this is not the stadium for the women, and the women's stadium is still called Goodison Park because
oh, thank God.
this would have been uh, yeah. And then let's talk about the elephant in the room, Glasner.
Yeah.
Glasner, yeah. Oh man, finally, yeah. We'll talk football, yeah. So, what do you guys think about this? I have my thoughts.
Salman is still laughing, man.
No, I'm not laughing.
That
But we'll start with the Salu. Salu, what do you think about this achievement from Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I'm really pleased for Palace. Like they have like lost like two finals before this, and they I feel they're like the club, like they kind of have been on a good, a good stable trajectory for quite a while. So I think it's good for them to get a trophy to kind of validate that for them. And
Hmm.
Glasner is a good like cup competition coach. So him in Europa League, if they kind of spend a bit, could be like I'm not saying he'll win it or anything, but a good fun season for Palace. Yeah, next
True.
season.
Fair play. Arush?
Yeah, I think it is a proper underdog story for Crystal Palace as to how quietly they moved throughout the games and then reached the finals, and where everything was highlighted for them to play against the Man City side, who are yet to win a trophy this season, or if you're
Hmm.
counting the Community Shield, fair enough to all. But the fact that the fact that see, it's not counted as a trophy, you know. So yeah. So
Wait. What has gone? What has happened to the monitor? What?
let me continue, bro. Stop breaking my flow.
Yeah. He's
Continue,
talking
continue.
sense.
Yeah, so I had expected Crystal Palace to do much better in the league in the in the start of the season because I had them ranked eighth on my table because I really thought that signings like Walton, Lecroix, and then players like Sar and all would actually be very beneficial to the season.
Hmm.
But it didn't turn out as much as I thought so. But this run was just a good testament to what Glasner has built for them. Because having a coach like Glasner who plays a three at the back system and then him imposing himself in the Premier League is quite difficult. And he's managed to do so, and it's just a good achievement. And I was very surprised to know that this was Crystal Palace's first ever major trophy as well in like
Hmm.
their 119 years of existence. So a good story, very well deserved. I didn't watch the game, but fair enough.
Because they weren't in the top flight for many years actually. Like I think that just the years before Righty and then the years when Righty was there at Palace, that was the years they actually came up. Yeah.
Hmm. Notification did come. It's fine. I'm glad you're here anyways. So good to see you, man. Games gone. What do you mean? Dickinson, they could have just named it New Goodison. Yeah, New Goodison would have been good, I guess. City Rock finally love to see. Oh yeah, lot of controversy had happened here as well. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah.
how Deep Goodison was not sent up. Clearly, I was surprised how he was not sent up. Uh, is my is my mic causing issues?
It's too loud.
Yeah.
Um, I do not know how to rectify it though. Damn it.
It's not. It's just the background, but
Oh,
Hmm.
background.
It's
Uh,
loud. Yeah.
I can't do
can't
much
help
about it.
it. I know.
Yeah, yeah. Eddie left Arsenal and won trophy in his first season. Fair.
Eddie Nketiah has won a FA Cup at Arsenal, man.
No, he didn't say he left to win he left to win trophies. He just said he left and won a trophy in his first season. What's the difference? Parth, come
Good
on.
for him. Good for him.
Good for him.
He's
Yeah. Good for him.
He became a substitute at Palace. Good for. Yeah.
There's a 68 million release clause available this summer.
When did this happen?
Yeah, it
yeah.
is.
We'll talk about it.
Everett has a release clause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since last
He's
summer, bro.
reported 68 million. Yeah.
I wasn't aware of this.
Newcastle की गुंडागिरी एक मिनट पढ़ते हैं. We'll come to that. We'll come to the game. But yeah, Glasnow's thing, right? I think last season, if people watched it, people have seen that he can still do really well. Even when he was kind of crucial in determining who would win the title in last season because there was that one game that I think Liverpool had to win to push ahead, and Liverpool
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
It was the same day we drew. Sorry, we lost to Villa.
Hmm.
The Palace game
Yeah.
happened just before that game.
Yeah.
True, true. And fair play to him. I'll just share this video as well. It was beautiful. Uh, one of the cool moments, I would say.
What if we meet again? You can't play in this system because we will solve it.
Yep.
He said that as well. I
This is in relation to the game in the Premier League, which Palace led 2-0 after like 20 odd minutes and ended up losing 5-2.
Yeah.
That was one game which was a bit weird because, in my opinion, City did nothing extraordinary. Palace was the better team, but City just somehow won that game.
Another thing I really like about this Crystal Palace side is how well connected they are together as a team. Because if
Hmm.
you see their post-match interviews, everything was basically just thanking God for whatever has happened. And it also came out to be like such a nice message in terms of how a proper team, an underdog team, has managed to do this, and how they are promoting stuff like this as well as just a community. And I think that has completely branded Crystal Palace into a side that can attract talent next season as well, considering
100%.
they have Europa League even after the season they had. So
Yeah,
very, very emotional type of a season for them.
Uh,
Even Palace ended last season on a high, and that is the reason why Oliver Glasner was being, touted to be one of the best managers in the league, and Palace was being looked at a proper side to contend for Europe. But the start of the season, Palace was
exactly.
all over the place. I mean, they had such a poor run that there was news of Glasner being sacked. But then the
Yeah.
second half of the league, they've completely turned it around.
If they
They've
even
had very good results against pretty much all the big teams.
if they
They
started
played
even a
well.
medium level to start the season, they'd been top 10 this season. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were so bad. Like, and it was not even they were so poor. Like they were losing games in a baffling way. Like in the start of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, it's like it was just that kind of season for them.
Mr. Saraj, Palace is quarter to competition next season.
Yeah, that is true.
See, not just improve. I think they will lose out on major players as well. Like Eze might be on the 11. Wharton is needed by Melbourne, and some even Premier League teams are also looking into that. So, can they retain the talent for like one more season and do something? I do not know because Eze is what
Mm,
26, 27.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel Eze is prime candidate to leave. He's
yeah.
27, I think, so 26.
hmm,
Wharton's surely not leaving them though.
Yeah, I feel I
They are
don't think
demanding
Morton will.
100 plus for Wharton.
hmm.
So I think
Easily.
that's unattainable. Even if like a United are behind him, I don't think even they can afford that.
Even the likes of Daniel Munoz can move.
Hmm.
That guy has had a very very good season. There's
Yeah,
all the talk about Eberechi Eze, Mateta, and who is it? Adam Wharton. There's not much talk about Maxence Lacroix and Daniel Munoz. They've been very very good.
Palace
Even
has a
Papa
good
Sarr has
defense.
had a good season.
Yeah,
Even that,
Ismaila Sarr, Ismaila Sarr.
even
Yeah.
that central back dude, forgot the name. The left
Guehi,
center. Gui, yeah, Gui.
Mark, oh yeah, yeah, Mark Gay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
they have a good defense, like in terms of personnel. Yeah.
Keshav says Palace got their flowers too. Absolutely. I mean, even when this, I remember like few streams back when Parth said Marmoush always shoots on the left. Keepers know this and still can't stop it. And that is what helped Dean Henderson to save it. Because if it is
Yeah.
Haaland, there's no that. I
He
mean,
Right.
was the penalty. He jumped so early. Yeah, like he
hmm,
jumped quite early. Yeah,
yeah,
I was so
it,
surprised.
it reminded me of Raya, but I'm glad this was saved. But
I just have one question. I didn't watch the match, but when I saw the starting 11, I saw a double pivot of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, and I was like, "What is going on? What is Pep doing?"
And
uh,
I really wonder why Haaland didn't take that penalty,
Yeah,
considering the form he had been in. I was, I was very shocked to see that.
and the fact that he kissed the ball and he posted it, and then Marmoush came and took it, I'm like, I mean, like, I get mentality and all that, but it feel like Marmoush about to take it and giving it to Haaland. It's not the other
But
way.
then again, it all boils down to if you convert the penalty, it's all well and good. But if you miss it, then there can be all sorts of questions around you taking the penalty.
but wasn't like Haaland always their club
No, yeah,
penalty?
but Haaland has been missing penalties as well. I mean, he's missed a few in the
Yeah, I
league.
think he missed
I
this
think
season.
they are in the conundrum of what Real Madrid were this season with
Yeah,
Mbappe, Vinicius,
Yeah,
all of them
multiple
taking.
players kept missing, so there's no clear penalty taker.
Mhm. But yeah, another thing I want to talk about is how we've seen a lot of clubs put out their thank you messages to their big players or the players who've been there for like long, long time. For West Ham, we had Fabianski and Suchek as well, if I'm not wrong.
So check, yeah.
Yeah, Suchek as well. Then we had from Leicester.
Vardy.
Yeah,
Jamie Vardy.
Vardy, bro. Like,
I love that guy, man.
this
Honestly.
stat is just so satisfying to see that 500 games for Leicester, 200 goals, and 200 goals came on his last match at home. It's just something, man. It's what a player, what a player.
For me, it's one of the biggest
Jamie,
what-ifs of like Arsenal in the last 10 years. Like, what if we actually signed for us when he was linked? I was so
What if
excited.
he actually, what if he actually won the league that season, bro?
I don't know.
But yeah,
I love him. Like, I love Jamie Vardy. Like,
mm,
yeah, yeah.
he
And
was
for a person who started his career so late, also as a late bloomer, if you see the records he's been holding in the Premier League, it's just crazy.
yeah.
I mean, there's a thing, right? Every striker who does really well in the championship will always translate it to the Premier League. But nobody expected it to be at this level. And
Where
the
are you
way
taking
this,
this?
Uh,
oh,
I know a
oh,
person. I know a person who's done well in the championship and who's being, talked about to a move to the Premier League.
He's not in Portuguese league no? Right now.
That's what I mean, bro.
I said, no. I'm not having this
It
conversation.
can even be Patrick Bamford.
Yeah, exactly. Bamford, I'm talking about
Yeah,
Bamford.
Tammy Abraham. He also played for in
Tammy
Champions
Abraham, yeah.
Exactly. Tammy Abraham as well. Like,
League.
what are you guys
Uh,
talking about?
his streak
I think he
continues
was a
with
top
bringing
scorer
up Tammy Abraham.
when he was at Aston Villa.
Hmm.
I think he had 30 goals or something in Championship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Top
But yeah,
player.
but see, Vardy is an example like how they could be a late bloomer and still do really well. I think Watkins is another example of such a thing.
Yeah,
He started
Watkins
from
is beautiful.
I see Watkins in that range because I think only his last 2 seasons he's been like being consistent and like now he's 30. So I still imagine that he can still do
What's
really
more
well.
like awesome about Vardy is like when you saw him even in his like supposed prime years when he was younger, you thought that his game was more on pace and like
Yeah.
being like really fast and all. But then even in his older seasons, he has been so like fit and so like able to
Yeah.
like change his game up. Like so that's the best part. Like it's not just
Red Bull gives you
one kind of
wings.
player. You know. Yeah, yeah. His diet, right? The Red Bull.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah,
Crazy.
he's that is the most English thing I've ever seen and I've ever heard. Like, like how people rave about like how Cantona is like that one enigma in football, like, who doesn't give two shits about anything. Parties that parties are
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like that.
it's just stupid. It's honestly,
Jamie Vardy is one shithouse everybody loves. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it is. Everyone loves it.
it is fine. It is fine. I mean,
Actually,
it could be
Yeah.
different
I hate
ways.
him. Like he always used to score against us, and like he always used to like make us like make fun of us like in the match. Like, but I could never hate him. Like even when he used to do that. Like
It's like a stand-up comedian making fun of you. You're like happy that okay, huh? Maybe that is the whole reason. Maybe if like a Neville or a Gallagher did that, you wouldn't accept it. But,
And please don't take their name on our streams. Please. Please.
but yeah, let's talk about Premier League football. Um, these two results: Aston Villa winning against Spurs and then Chelsea winning against United.
I didn't
What a
even know these matches were there on Friday. Like
I
on Friday,
didn't
I
even
was like,
watch a minute of these games.
It's funny how the only minute I've watched of a Premier League game is the Chelsea versus United game throughout the weekend.
bro,
And that's only because it's
I
only
couldn't.
because I was stuck at the launch to watch these games. So annoying.
oh, we get it, Aarush. You have a launch access already. We get it.
What do you mean, bro? I was just at the airport, bro.
But like it's, teams like this are playing in the Europe and see moments like this, right? I remember when Wenger said people who win Europa should stay in the Europa itself and the league should determine their position to play Champions League or not. I get that point. At the same time, I don't get it as well. Like, what's the whole point of winning competition when you can't go to the next big, right?
Yep.
I mean,
True.
then because it's for Champions League also the same thing. Winning the Champions League and then you're playing the Super League. Sorry, the Super Cup. Right, so I get the whole point. I get both narratives. Situations like this, I understand where Wenger is coming from, because if teams like this are allowed to like get into Champions League, you know they're going to get rinsed. Honestly,
Okay, don't say that. How dare you undermine United and Spurs' achievement in the Europa League? They've done very well too, and even Manchester United is the only club that is unbeaten in Europe. So
mm,
yeah, we need to give them the flowers they deserve.
Now, coming to like the Wenger's argument, I mean, if you apply that argument to domestic cups, suppose it's possible that a second division team goes on a run, and wins the FA Cup. So that doesn't, they don't get any kind of
Yeah,
in the league, right? They don't get promoted or anything for winning the FA Cup. So I think that's where he's coming from. Like he thinks that the Europa League should be a standalone thing, and the Champions League should be standalone. It kind of makes sense because it's like very rare that it happens that two very bad teams are in the final. To be honest, even in the Europa League, so it's like it's an anomaly this season. Like
Has it
generally,
ever happened that a championship team has made up to like the Europa League?
no.
uh,
I don't have an idea.
I think it was there was a season where I think Millwall played in the Europa League when they were in the championship, but I don't think they won it. But they were in the Europa League when they were in the championship, because I think they went to the FA Cup final that year, and then there was something like, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so I think that it's just an anomaly this season. Like, they are big clubs, but in a very bad period of time. So, and they are not like really good teams right now. But I honestly think that it shouldn't change. Like, it's fine to have the Europa League winners go to Champions League. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean I
There has to
agree.
be a reward for winning a
yeah,
Yeah,
league, I mean, a cup competition like this. And it's always been like, no matter what your position on the table is, the reward is that you will be promoted to the higher league or higher
exactly.
cup competition, and that is the Champions
It's
League. And
kind of
fair
like
enough to them.
promotion. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'll disagree with Wenger on this. I mean, if you win the Europa League, that means you're the best team in the second division of Europe.
yeah,
So you should be promoted. Why not?
exactly. Yeah.
It's just that, if a team is placed 16th and 17th in the league, that certainly means that they don't deserve to play the Champions League.
Yeah, that is true. It's like two things which is true at the same time.
Yep.
Like they don't deserve Champions League, but the thing is they will get it. One of them. Yeah,
Huh.
that's the thing. Yeah.
United can spoil Villa's chance of qualifying to the.
No,
Yeah.
it's like if they win it, and it's like if they win it, and what do you say? They will be added to the current amount of teams, right? It's not like one of them will lose the
Hmm.
spot if United or Spurs win the champion
No,
Europa
no,
League.
he's just talking about
I
the
think
last league game of
Oh, okay,
Villa.
like that. Okay, I thought he meant like if they win the Europa
No,
League
no, no, no,
season.
no, no.
I think he meant regarding the league, because Villa play United in the
Oh,
last game.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. City
So
play
basically,
Everton.
England have 6 teams to go to the Champions League.
yeah, they could go six teams. Yeah,
Hmm.
they will
There
go
will
six.
be
Not
six
could.
teams.
There
They will
has
be
to be
six.
There
They
six
will be
teams.
will be
six
six
teams.
teams. Yeah,
Hmm. Just imagine that. Wow.
I
But
mean,
what do you guys think about the three, four, five, six? Probably even like seven. Like, you guys think? Like, who do you guys want in the Champions League when come? Like, I don't want City to be in the Champions League. Right? It'll be
I
insane.
mean, when it comes to which teams do you want to be? Do you want to see in the Champions League? What does that mean? So is it third, fourth, and fifth? Do we have to tell who our
Yeah,
third, fourth, and fifth will be? I won't go down to sixth and seventh.
we'll just go like just league wise.
Huh.
So third, fourth.
Uh, Third will be Newcastle. Fourth will be City, and fifth Villa.
Oh, okay, okay. So you're saying that Chelsea will miss out?
Because either of Chelsea or Forest will miss out because they play each other.
each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just tell the last game if you guys want me to like remind you. The big games. Okay. So City are going to play Fulham at Fulham home. Forest was at Chelsea. If Forest wins, I think they were literally put for the Forest wins and City draws.
Villa versus United.
Villa versus United at United home. Which yeah, Newcastle versus Everton at Newcastle home, and yeah, these are the important games.
I think
The
it will
only
be.
difference, the only difference being, City has got 2 games in hand, and all the other teams have got one.
Yep.
So technically, City can finish on 71 points
Oh
and
yeah, true.
be third.
That is true. Mm-hmm.
No, but even Newcastle is same games played as
No,
City.
Newcastle
No, no.
has
Okay, so
Newcastle
this
ended
is
up
this
playing Aston
screenshot is
Villa.
before our game.
okay,
Before our
okay.
game.
My bad. Oh, I
I'm
thought
confused. Yeah.
my mistake.
They
My
played
mistake.
37.
So
Isn't
then
this
I
the
think
same
it will
picture
be.
I sent on the group?
Which
I
group?
think it will be City.
I think I sent it
Then
before.
it will be Newcastle, and I think I feel that Emery will bottle it at the Old Trafford. I feel
He can, man. He
I
can.
feel it will be Forest who will finish in the last position, fifth position.
It'll be the most Emery thing to do,
Yeah,
bottling it in the very end. He's
because
all
I feel Forest will beat Chelsea at home, and I feel Villa will lose to United, and I feel Forest will make it.
hmm.
Yeah.
But
Let's
at
just see
this
what.
point, I honestly don't care, man. Whoever gets in the Champions League gets in the Champions League. Yeah.
Honestly, if you're asking me as just who I don't want, there's only one team I don't want Chelsea to be there. To be honest, other than that, anyone come makes it. It's fine with me.
Arnav says, hello guys, what a discussion going. I'm late today. Uh, for your own sake, if you want, you can scroll to the first comment and then you'll get to know
There's
from there.
entertainment for you.
Yeah, just read the first comment, and then you'll understand where this where this stream started from. But yeah, we're just talking about.
Just as I started to, mellow myself about my haircut being talked, you come up with this. Ah, man.
Uh, Also, this is a weaker Europa. No UC teams are coming in. United have spent 550 million over the last 5 years, 100 million more than us. They spent way more compared to their opponents. Well, Rusty Bhai, context is something where people lack when it comes to banter, right? I was even having a conversation with a United fan yesterday. He's pretty much hammering out. He's like, bro, I can't believe people are happy that we are in Europa League. The only reason why I'm happy that we should win the Europa League is because we need the money to invest in the squad for next year. But I'm
Yeah.
very sure that I'll get rinsed as United fan. That's what he said, which I completely agree. So it depends. If you're talking to a rational fan, you'll not lose your brain. But if you're talking to like general crowd who are normally feast on banter and forget logic and all that, and expect something reasonable from him, no, it's not going to happen. It's like expecting Gautam Gambhir to like Virat Kohli to stay in the team, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not possible.
I have a honest question. Like as a neutral from on the outside, for who the final is bigger to win? Like for Spurs or for United? Like
Could you repeat?
for who is the final bigger? Like for Spurs or United?
Honestly, feel it's United only because
I
at
think
least they
Spurs.
see themselves as a serious club, unlike Tottenham, who are just playing around with whatever decisions they make, apart from whatever is related to their club in general. I think for United, it's much more crucial. Why? Because they have invested into Amorim. They have brought him mid-season from Sporting. He has been backed with a few players in the one window that
Yeah.
he's gotten. And then there is the obvious pressure from the English perspective that he is, I mean, United is one of the most historic clubs and they are being seen at 16th. So it's going to be a complete meltdown if they don't actually make Europe. So I think it's a bigger thing for them. Tottenham is, I don't know if it's even a club at this point, but um, whatever it is, I think they would have major say, United, at
But
least fandom wise as well.
I
Yeah.
kind of feel it's bigger for Tottenham because if you see for United, I guess yeah, missing out on Europe and the money is a big thing, and they are in trouble in that way. But if they win a Europa League, for them it's like historically it's just another trophy for them. Like it's okay. But for Tottenham, like they have been craving for a trophy for like years and years, and they don't win like a lot.
My argument is basically just that one club sees it as a trophy, one club doesn't see it as a trophy, but rather
Yeah.
a step to progression from
Hmm.
what they are
And
currently in, which is not what they are supposed to be in. basically that.
But given you, it's like Spurs had a very bad season, but they still have a lot of good talents in their team, like in terms of young talent. So even for them winning the Champions League, winning the Europa League and going into the Champions League would be like kind of a big thing because they could also like kind of invest some more talents in their team.
I don't see that
Does
happening.
that really make a
Honestly, with
difference though?
Spurs, see, even when Spurs got to the Champions League final, that they did whatever they could. They made a comeback against Ajax, very good. What after that? There was nothing.
Hmm.
After that season, it was Pochettino getting sacked. Daniel Levy had all the money. He had everything.
Maybe
Until and unless Daniel Levy is there making the decisions and funding the transfers, I'm not worried about Tottenham. And Tottenham, let's be real, man. Even if Tottenham wins a trophy, they would be like, oh, even Tottenham's won a trophy, and that would happen for around 2 days, and after that, everyone would be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But when it comes to United, United's fortunes can actually turn. I don't see that happen that easily, but yeah, at least they'll have something to build on. Because
but
I think
at
at
in a
least
this,
in
way,
the higher authority it would change.
no, but in a
yeah,
way, my thing is Spurs need Champions League football to attract quality players. Like without that, they have no chance of attracting anyone. Like if
Which
they're
is
out
the
of Europe.
last quality player they've attracted though.
I mean, even like I'm saying, like for example, Eze has a release clause, right? And if Spurs could pay it, like 68 million is fine for them, and he would not be enticed by Spurs if they don't have Champions League football. But if they have Champions League football, he might be enticed by Spurs.
yeah,
But Salu, here's where history will come into picture.
yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. United don't really need Champions League football to attract the best players. Like,
Exactly. They don't need Champions League football or the trophy, but they need the progress to the next step in
mhm.
terms of how they've lowered this season.
Yeah,
Because
I see your
even
point.
not getting Champions League, Europa League, even if they got a Europa League spot, I think they would be very happy considering that they had a manager
Mhm.
sacked mid-season, a manager who's coming with a different system, coming into the game and playing his own game with his own talents.
Yeah.
So I think
So,
in that perspective, I think United it would be bigger. And even as a perspective of fan, I want Tottenham to win, of course. Why would I want United to win? But
same.
Yeah. And in my opinion, Tottenham Hotspur is just another club in London, man. I don't see them as our rivals. I mean, yeah, historical rivalry, this, that, and the other, but Spurs for me is just another club, man. I mean, if they
Also,
win, well and good. If they lose, well and good.
yeah.
I can't care less. I honestly can't care less.
No, but also Arush's point also makes sense that Amorim is a new manager and he needs something
Yeah,
in his back to
yeah,
like
yeah,
100%.
convince the fans. Whereas Ange is gone. Whatever happens, like in this final.
exactly, exactly. And I think for the board also, it is like that point where they realize, okay, if he's done this in such a short time, we can keep him for a whole season, at least for
Yeah,
a minimal next season. But if
exactly.
he can't
Yeah.
do that, and then you'll back him till even December next season, he's gonna go. And there's just no way about that. Because that's what
Like,
even majority of the links also say or sources say from the United camp as well. So,
the ambitions of the two clubs vary a lot. For
Hmm.
Tottenham, for Tottenham, their ambition is to finish in top four. Their best would be to finish in top four, and for United, it is we have to win the league. That won't happen right now, but at least if they get the Europa League, there would be a sign that okay, Amorim might do things if he's given time and place.
Yeah.
and United's aim is also that they want to win a trophy each season, and they've maintained that for the last 3 seasons at least on a
Yeah,
minimal, even through their Benter era. So I think in that perspective as well, it is a progress for United.
but whichever team doesn't live the Europa League, the season, man, the season is looking bad.
Looking, it is bad, but
Bad.
we'll take in few comments and then we continue
Yeah,
discussion.
yeah, yeah.
But I made a mistake to not bring this up before. Vivek Bhai says FA Cup winners play Europa, and Europa winners Champions League. And Europa winners Champions gives most small teams who otherwise will not be able to play Champions League the
Ah,
final.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
True.
Pool Arsenal, City, Villa are confirmed. Is that what you think? Okay. I mean, regarding top like news positions, every La Liga, even La Liga is fighting
No,
hard.
No, I think La Liga is four.
La Liga is still for us still. Yeah.
I think
Put City, Aston Villa, Newcastle,
it
these
was
be the teams. Hmm.
Bundesliga got the extra spot. I think so. Yeah.
I think Bundesliga got an extra spot. No,
Yeah.
sorry, Italy was supposed to get the extra spot, but all of them lost. Oh yeah, all of them lost.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
No, it's Bundesliga is four.
Rusty's top five is the same as mine. Yeah.
I kind of agree with this because Newcastle have been knocking on the door for a
Newcastle
while.
will get
Yeah, even
CL.
I think the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
City Newcastle will. Yeah. It is 3-4-5 come out. Forest miss out. If Forest gets even any sort of European football itself is insane.
Yeah,
They are getting
100%.
right. They are getting
They are
Conference League at
getting
least for sure.
at least Conference
Conference
League.
League is done.
La Liga has five. Yeah.
So La Liga is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bilbao got the fourth spot, right?
Yeah. Bilbao is
Ah,
fifth. Villarreal is fifth.
Villarreal,
Villarreal.
yeah, yeah.
Chelsea,
Nicolas Pepe.
Chelsea Forest don't deserve UCL as much as the others. Uh,
No. In
Forest
the end,
against,
Forest.
I
In
can
the end, the
say.
table won't lie. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just.
exactly.
Yeah.
When it comes to the league, you can't say that one team doesn't deserve UCL. I mean,
Hmm.
if they were third for most of the season, there is a reason they were third
Yeah.
because they were the third best team in the league.
Hmm.
and Forest, right? The way they played initially, the way they were like in that third position kind of reminded me of how Arsenal were like fighting for the UCL spot after like so long, and then we end up
Yeah,
finishing fifth, right? It kind of reminds me of that. But
Forest fell off, and that is why I feel the opinion is being made that Forest don't deserve CL.
hmm, yeah.
If yeah, I can argue that Chelsea don't deserve Champions League, but then again, if a team is fourth or fifth in the league, yeah, they deserve to get CL.
No, they kind of
I
remind
think
Forest kind of
footballing
remind me of
wise,
Leicester after the FA Cup season when they finished
Hmm.
like fourth for they were fourth for entire season, and then last 5 match days they
Yeah, yeah,
missed.
yeah, I remember. I
Was
remember.
that
I
was
think footballing wise, Forest deserve it much more than Chelsea. Why? Because if
Hundred
you see the
percent.
money spent, the way they play, the
yeah.
players they've attracted,
Hmm,
everything has a vast difference between the two, and that makes me say that Chelsea wouldn't deserve UCL.
hmm,
And considering they're playing Conference League, they are just getting like a bye to the Europa League because
hmm.
that's just the competition they've had throughout Conference League. So I
Yeah.
Right.
don't think Chelsea should be. I mean, yeah, Chelsea should be this thing disappointed that if they don't get UCL, considering they had the spot at the top, they weren't actually fighting for the title.
They,
You know.
they were fighting for the title at one point, but yeah. If Newcastle league misses, there's a chance for the sack.
Mm,
Hmm.
I mean,
buy
there's
him.
an idea
There is a
about
chance of Isak exit, but who will buy him?
Hmm.
Eddie
Who
Howe
will
told that he doesn't guarantee that Isaac can stay next season.
buy?
Imagine being so good that the money is the reason why you're not being bought.
Yeah.
Hmm. United 100% they need the money, and also nobody expects Spurs to lose.
Exposed. That is, yeah. Now the narrative is
Yeah.
all the underdog teams are winning the matches, which implies winning the finals, which implies Spurs is going to win.
No, but honestly, his point makes sense because it's Spurs. Like no one expects Spurs to win a final. Like so, United has a more pressure. I feel on them.
I like how
Yeah, hundred
majority of the
percent.
weeks United fans have. I mean, I'm talking about the fans who are not actually fans, but the United fans have tried portraying that Spurs are actually. I mean, United are going into the game as underdogs,
Yeah, yeah.
and post they win the game, they'll be like even throughout all the
Gary Neville.
odds,
Gary Neville.
Amorim Ball managed to. Yeah, they'll
Gary
literally
Neville
that.
said
Have a
the
look
match
at have
before.
a look at Spurs, man. Have a look at the players that they're missing.
Hmm.
It's just that there's not a single Spurs fan. That is why you don't hear all these things about
Bro,
Spurs.
Kulu is missing for the final. Kulu is
They
injured.
Yeah.
literally don't have players. They literally don't have players.
Like Gary Neville just saying random stuff so that he can undermine United is and make it
Gary
seem like they're
Neville.
the underdogs. Like
Gary Neville.
easy.
Also, them losing might mean that Amarim won't get that much freedom and probably not that much time with his team. More United fans want Amarim to be given time to carry out his project. Bro,
I mean, see, just picture this: Manchester United losing the Europa League final and finishing 17th in the league. Do
Yeah,
you do you even realize how bad this is?
yeah,
Amorim will not be saved.
yeah.
Amorim will not be saved.
because they were bad, but they weren't that crazy bad when he was bought in. Like
14th.
In 5 months they gained only 9 points in the league. 5 months, not 5 matches, 5 months.
they were like 6 or 7 points
9 points?
off Europe.
Oh
Like
yeah. Since
Yeah.
Jan they've won against only the bottom three teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come
In
on.
one and one match it was a fluke goal from Alexander Martinez also.
yeah, the Fulham match.
Against
For
Fulham.
the one.
Yeah.
The, ah, what okay? Newcastle Carabao Cup, Crystal Palace FA Cup, and I guess Tottenham will win the Europa League. We'll continue trying for small clubs. uh,
But I'll honestly be happy if Spurs wins a trophy, man.
I mean, to
Uh,
be honest, I hope the small trends would have applied to Champions League also, because in historically Champions League we are a small club. Yeah,
that is why PSG are going to win the Champions Trophy. But anyway, if if United didn't win UEL, it's hard to attract players and less sponsors.
financially. Yeah,
I
name
mean,
wise,
still
Interesting.
they
yeah.
still attract players, but they won't be the big names.
No,
They'll
financially.
attract the likes of Mateus Cunha. I mean,
Mm.
yeah. I'm not saying that Mateus Cunha is a bad player, but yeah, he's not the elitist
Three.
of elites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. होला हाय विप्रा हाउ आर यू ब्रो होला मैंने सुना कि किसी क्रिएटर ने वीडियो डिलीट कर दिया डर के मारने well
एक रिस्पॉन्स आएगा पेपर बहुत soon आएगा.
What is the context?
it is fine
I
sir,
think,
it
It's
is fine.
better unaddressed on panel
Yeah.
because
yeah,
the response will make the panel speak about
Mm.
it in the next stream.
Yeah, yeah. And see, I just hope the response isn't forced. I just hope it comes out of his own will, because there
I'm
are
yeah.
100% sure it's coming out properly. If Daksh is behind that, it is 100% coming out properly.
yeah, yeah. So fair
But it
enough.
will be extremely difficult to make sense of your response in response to that video. So yeah,
Mm.
let's see.
UCL में टीकी
नहीं
आएंगे
नहीं
नहीं नहीं
नहीं
बहुत
वो
good.
कौन सोच रहा है भाई? ट्रॉफी मिल गई ना, और क्या ही चाहिए भाई?
हाँ उनका वो ask any United fan, do they deserve to play Champions League football next season? They will say no, but they will be like, Arsenal finished second, they are playing Champions League. We finished 17th, we are playing Champions League. So that is their source of happiness. So yeah, fair enough. Fair
When
enough.
banking, I guess they're like fair play. They're like yeah.
I mean, what else can I say?
Is Isak a way too much? Is way too much unable?
Yeah,
I think his price.
Unavailable in terms of injuries or
No,
any
I think
price
injury is
tag.
not an
I
issue.
think he means in terms of injuries. Yeah.
No, because when we spoke,
And
no, Aarush said, no, like, imagine not able to make the move because of your price tag, not because of how bad.
it's
But,
just that
but
it's
even
I
even
think
his
he would have said
injury,
unattainable otherwise, right?
even his
Probably not
injury issues
unattainable.
are there. To be honest,
No, but for last 2 3 years he's been
this season he
consistent.
has not been injury prone, but then
This season, yeah.
last season he was like, and
I
because
have no idea.
because Callum Wilson was playing a lot of games last season, like because of
Considering the question is coming from a doctor, I thought it's unavailable.
Then, big time. I still maintain in Champions League, Arsenal got done by our top players.
Got done?
what?
I guess he mean they didn't perform at the
Yeah,
level they should
the
have.
top
Oh,
players was the
Top is.
as in our best players have not are the reason why we didn't like go to the finals.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, it's
Like, what
Yeah.
did you think first?
No, I was just trying to make sense of what he was trying to say.
Uh,
it's true.
Todd Sammy Martin is leave. Bro, this came out as news.
he's
I did.
leaving?
Ah,
Yeah,
ah,
like
Yeah.
Fab.
When did this break out?
No, like
Yeah,
it's not
so
confirmed.
on Villa's last home game.
He was
okay.
I
crying.
saw his
Fabrizio
post on
tweeted,
Instagram.
Mhm.
Nana, he was in tears, so it's being speculated that he'd leave Villa.
True.
And
I
he's
know he
being
was
linked with a move.
32 or something, right?
He's being linked with a move to Manchester United.
And this honestly with United, it's like any player they get linked with. So it's like you
I
don't.
am
I mean,
telling you,
he's an upgrade on Onana. I can't lie.
do not fall for Emmy Martin. Do not fall for it.
Okay. Before we go to the next part of the segment, I just want to promote something that the channel has been doing. Let me just share the screen. Um, yeah. Guys, if you are into knowing who Dean Hoyson is, please watch the video. The video will be incredible numbers. Even I was surprised while sharing the screen because I remember it being like 490 something, but it is
Yeah, yeah,
597.
yeah.
Insane, absolutely insane.
This is
Uh,
all Aarush.
yeah,
This is
uh,
all
And
Aarush.
Sucheet.
and his script has
हाँ
been
मतलब
insane.
अरे मतलब you put in all the analysis, right? उस
That's what.
तरीके से
I mean,
उस
ये video
तरीके से
editing में तो क्या है? People who make the content are the people. No? Like, so in this, you are the main guy. No,
हाँ
don't worry. You are the main guy.
ऐसा.
And then if Dean Hawson is not your forte, then let's just talk about Martin Zubimendi. Using big words. So, Sucheet ने कुछ अरे अभी पढ़ ले हाँ. If you want to know who Martin Zubimendi is, please watch the video as well. It's doing great numbers. We're not promoting this because we want great numbers. We're promoting this because it's great content for all the
Yeah,
uh,
100%.
out there in the world. More such videos will be coming out. Cunha for the Manchester United fans, Gyökeres for all the Arsenal, United, and Liverpool fans. Not Liverpool, yeah, for the Arsenal and United fans as well. Rodrigo might be coming out very soon. Isaac video might be coming out soon. So stay tuned. We have
Ekitikers
lot.
Tammy
also.
Abraham,
Tammy Abraham, we need
come on, you have to do it. Yeah,
for the culture.
the culture.
Oh, this guy.
How Tammy Abraham fits at Everton. Yeah.
Everton.
Do you all know Tammy Abrams' brother is playing actually in the Ballers League UK?
Yeah.
And I can't lie, he's kind of bit better than him.
No.
And
Simply
that
as
is play futsal, bro.
I just loved the fight of Ginge and Ginge with the Sharkies.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
yeah. And also, last week when we were streaming, we were on 633 subscribers, and today we are on 660.
Ooh.
What?
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah,
We were 6:50 in the morning, bro.
yeah, exactly. So before I slept, we were at 650. While streaming,
And
it's
the best thing about this is I'm not aware of these numbers, and that is why I'm getting more surprised.
660.
I saw the Hoyson thing. I was like 571. What? What?
That's what I remember sleeping when it was like 490 something. While sharing this screen, I was like, oh, but okay, it is what. Okay, then let's get back to the streaming. Let's go.
It's nice seeing Real Madrid fans wanting to know players as well.
Exactly.
Very rare situation.
We'll take a few comments and then we'll go to the next part of the segment. I still know thoughts on Emi Martinez. It was news when he started crying. Is only when I realized, oh shit, he might be leaving. Even Bailey was leaving. Even Bailey was crying. So that
Leon
was
Bailey.
Yeah.
Max Doman will be part of the first. Finally, bro. Finally.
Slowly.
Confirm?
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
been
reports
confirmed.
about it.
It's been
Slowly.
I'm excited for preseason for like such situations.
No.
Max
I think
Doman.
the
I
report said
I
that
don't
he
feel
will be
that.
included in preseason with the
One
aim. Yeah, the report said that he'll be included in the preseason tour with
Hmm.
aim of checking whether he's ready for the first team. Like that
Okay.
was the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. True.
Fair.
He won't get minutes like Vaneri and Lewis Kelly, but yeah, he'll get minutes.
Hmm.
See, him getting minutes is what we are asking for.
Yeah,
I
hundred
just
percent.
want more. Even if it's not him, I just want minutes from more academy people in the squad next season.
Yeah,
Because apart from Vaneri and Miles Lewis Kelly, we haven't really used anyone.
but it's just Arteta raising the level to such a raising his expectations to such a high level that not every
Still,
academy player
still,
can hack
still.
minutes.
If you're known as an academy to actually produce talent, you're supposed to get
Yeah,
them
I
the
agree.
minutes in order to prove
I agree.
themselves as well.
I
Yeah,
think even in some ways, some of our academy guys were too impatient. Like in like if you see like Obi Martin who left like in the
yeah,
summer, he would have got minutes easily this year. Like if he's
100%. Yeah.
For sure.
Heaven could have like got some minutes somewhere. So like they were
But
like
we wanted Heaven to play as a CD or in the midfield. Sorry, he's better off as a C in that midfield than as a centre back. But fair
Yeah.
play to him, he's doing well at United. Fair play to him.
I'm not I don't blame them because if you feel you're worth it and you want to get minutes, you leave. That's okay. But
Ah,
I guess I think it's both ways. I think if you are a bit more patient, you might get chances also.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some of the comments. It has gone somewhere to the transfer market, but so instead of like going completely forward, let's talk about the Arsenal was Newcastle game, and then we'll talk about the transfer
Yeah.
market. Uh, Arsenal United. Who is Parth thoughts?
I was infuriated with the first half because we were actually pretty bad, and the main culprits were Mr. Thomas Partey. And I don't want to be harsh on him, but Ben White he wasn't good in the first half. I mean,
Hmm.
it just boils down to him not being match ready, but it is what it
Hmm.
is. But in the second half,
He was good.
again, we go on and impose ourselves. Rice scores a banger. We do concede chances, but Raya keeps us in the game, and we just grinded out the result. And massive. Um, we need to give credits to Kivior. I mean, he was my man of the match defending like that against such a physical team, winning headers after headers after headers, clearing, getting in those last ditch tackles. Impressive, impressive. And this is not the first time he's done that against Newcastle. I kind of feel like Newcastle's kryptonite is Jakub Kivior. Whenever he plays, Newcastle don't win. So we take
I
it.
think the last time we won away at Newcastle, he started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Jorginho and Kivior starting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Important point I want to bring it up. Timber's ankle is surgery.
Sad.
Can you imagine we went into the UCL final with Saliba injured, another thing that happened, and Timber's ankle injured. Bro, it would have
And
been
Gabriel also not there.
Gabriel
Gabriel.
not there. Yeah.
But to be fair, like even second half, Calafiori played really good. Like
Oh wow, man, wow.
it was so good. Yeah.
Now that you bring it up, Aarush, the stage is yours. Explain your prophecy. Because
Oh
last
yeah,
season,
so
when we
last
made a
season
scouting
when
video,
I first when I
go ahead.
first actually even went to watch Call of Fury, I watched like a total of 8 games of his for Bologna in that whole season just because I wanted to see how Thiago Motta plays.
Hmm.
And that resulted in a link to Riccardo Calafiori. Why? Because he played very good for Italy as well. And then suddenly Arsenal were the ones who actually got linked to him. And then one of the most notable things about him there was how his instinct was of attacks. And that just warranted as to how he used to play as a left centre back for them. At times he used to play also as a left back. But as a left centre back, he would actually, at this point of time, I thought this was something on Mota, and this was not really a Calafiori thing because he was asked to play this role. But then going by like watching their games, you could actually see a genuine interest in this player actually having his zone of interest transcending into a left centre back. Why? Because of how he could carry the ball and how his instincts were actually as a defender. So seeing this come out I didn't watch the game by the way, the Newcastle game. I just watched the extended highlights of it. But seeing the amount of praise for Calafiori at centre back, it just makes sense as to how Arsenal can progress in the near future through a unpredictable force in the name of Calafiori because this guy is at the club currently who's supposed to be playing as a left back but is deputizing for MLS. But then at the same time, you see a situation like an injury to Saliba, you can see him tuck as the right centre back, left centre back,
Right,
whatever it
yeah.
is, and then just bring a natural force of attack in just how he attacks games against even a low block that was there, which I saw versus Newcastle, and then how well he defended as well because he's bound to make mistakes because he's playing such a role. But I think with the minutes I saw of him versus Newcastle, I think he did really well. So credits to that as well. So hopefully his future turns out to be that if we are not looking to get a Gabriel replacement in the near future, and we just get a left back instead.
See,
Wait,
see, we
wait,
we
one second,
yeah,
Parth.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you. Guys in the comments, I see your comments regarding the transfer. We will definitely talk right after the Newcastle game. So keep bringing them. But if you have thoughts on the Newcastle game, I'll bring that up right now, and then I'll bring up your comments regarding the transfer after the segment. Yeah, Parth.
See, when it comes to centre backs, you almost expect them to attack when on attacking set pieces. But when it comes to Calafiori, from the 46th minute, the minute he was subbed on, from the 46th minute till the time Rice scored the goal, I could not believe what I was watching. Ricardo Calafiori was literally playing as a left winger. He was playing between the lines and he was playing at times as a striker. And he was literally rotating with Luis Kelly, and both of them were closer to goal than Martinelli and Trossard. And that doesn't happen with a regular centre back. Centre backs only attack when there's desperation. That guy moves freely into those areas, and the attacking acumen that person has, I mean, I can't praise that enough. And if one can attack like this, I can excuse all the defensive lapses. I mean, being really honest. Incredible performance, incredible.
I really hope this aspect of his game is not curved down by Arteta or the
Yeah,
management solely
yeah,
because of how he can grow as a player through this. Because we know Arteta and platforming it has been quite a big debate in this club. So I really hope that Calafiori is being managed properly in the near future, considering he has
Calaf,
injuries in him. Because this is
yeah.
something that he's doing that can make him injury prone as well. So it has to have a proper knock on effect in both
His
sides.
excitement needs to be curbed, but yeah, his attacking instincts don't need to be curbed because that is why he's the player that he is.
Yeah, it's like it's the same thing I always say with like Liverpool attackers. Like they create chaos when they go in the forward,
Yeah,
and that is
perfect.
what
Yeah.
exactly Calafiori does. Like he, when you're like a Newcastle is a very structured defense, and when you suddenly see a center back in your defense, you're like you're not sure what who do you cover then,
Hmm.
and that's where it opens up other positions for other players. So these are the things I feel like in Arsenal we have a lot of players who if you tell them what to do and give them a structure they'll do it well, but there's no that one player who can just do something of their own volition, and that's what
Yeah.
Calafiori does. So we need more guys like him. Like that's what I feel. So I hope
Also,
Carlos said we don't.
yesterday's game told me another thing, and that is about Martin Zubimendi. Martin Zubimendi would have cooked yesterday. The amount of space we were getting, and the kind of passes he was receiving, and the time he was getting on the ball, he would have been very good. Again, Thomas Partey. Oh, Jesus.
I think he's a light one.
Yeah, yeah, his electricity went. It's funny how his cut is exactly at hip. See, what a day Parth is having, man. What a day Parth is having. But yeah, we'll take this comment. Yesterday, 14 lakhs, which is a huge number for Premier League match. You know whose fans and what we did in second half frustrated them so much that their anger is all over social media. By the way, keep your. I didn't understand what
14
happened.
lakh viewers he means for a
Okay.
single match.
Uh,
Of whose fans? I don't know. Does he mean Liverpool, United, Spurs? I don't know. And what
mm-hmm.
we did in second half frustrated them so much. I didn't see any anger. I don't know, but in Twitter, what's happening? But
Mm-hmm.
Kivior was great. So
Kivior was yeah. Kivior was mad. Like,
I mean, a
uh,
lot of fans were kind of hoping that we lost, and they would make fun of us for not even
mm,
finishing second. So
yeah.
I think he's referencing to that. Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
why
okay.
did the end of the game look like it was like a preseason game which didn't actually matter? Because if you see, that is not actually how Arsenal play in terms of the intensity of the game and stuff like that. I just watched the extended highlights and I was quite surprised as to how
Yeah.
Newcastle had the upper hand over us, even in a game where we had control, to be honest. And we just gave them so
In
much
the
of
league, it has been
chances.
really baffling our lack of intensity for the last 6, 7, 8 games now. Like, I know we were tired and we had Champions League and all, but like Arteta always speaks of standards and being like in one particular like way of playing, and which was surprising to me to see like our performances in the league in terms of like intensity, like it was down. Yeah,
To be very honest, I think we didn't look like the team that deserved to win. At least statistically, I saw that game. I think
it
Newcastle
yeah,
had
it
more
was not.
shots.
We were not. It was just Declan Rice taking his moment when it came. And that's all. Yeah. In the first half, Newcastle are all over us. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Do you guys realize Kalfir is younger than Saka? He's a leader. He had that Hardik Pandya gene of clutch. Feel guys next season is going to lead the team from the attack.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, but I was really surprised by some of our players. Like, I feel in the league, like a lot of our players kind of just were okay with like just they were like whatever. They didn't like really care. I guess Liverpool at Anfield they cared a bit in the second half, and even yesterday they were kind of up for it. But in the other games they didn't care. So I don't like that, to be honest. Like you always want to win. So yeah. But
Rashid, also Calafiori is younger than Saka. Yeah, you. Sorry, sir. Continue.
no, that's that I didn't have anything to say. But yeah, Calafiori younger than Saka. Like he looks so like matured and like so bulky and like so big and like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't feel like he's younger than Saka, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. If Ben White took the shot in that in
Yeah,
first, oh dude, what a run, man!
what
What
a
a run!
run.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of Timber, like how Timber has that movement of a midfielder, ish, right? Kind of, bro.
I thought White was good in the second half though.
Right.
He
Yeah,
played really good in the second
yeah.
half.
I thought Ben White was coming into his stride and like started
Yeah,
to do better, and him coming out and saying that I'm really glad Timber had an insane season because, and he was not, and he was sad that he was not able to help out Timber,
yeah,
especially
that's
the
good.
moment he was after an use after an ACL injury. That's kind of sweet to see that the team actually cares about each other and like how they can help each other.
Yeah, even
And it's not,
Arteta meeting up with Havertz Odegaard after the match, it was kind of nice to see.
I mean, when family vibes are there, I think
Yeah,
we can clearly see how the team runs. Our set piece defending is again poor.
it has gone down a lot. Yeah,
Mm.
Newcastle were all over us in the set pieces. Yeah.
True, true.
But I feel there are a few teams that causes issues. Like it's not every team. Like I always see against Newcastle, Everton. Like these are the kind of teams that kind of trouble us in the set pieces. Yeah, because I guess if they're equally as tall as us and as physical as us, that's what happens. Yeah,
It's just that our players are tired and the semi-final loss has broken them. And sometimes it's just humans. Imagine beating Madrid and then kicking PSG and not winning fairs. Fairs. But yeah, actually, I kind of get this point. But if
that's where your standards come into play. Like
Mhm. That is
that's the
true. That is
professional thing.
that is true. And okay, it could be like a very Indian thing of me to say what I'm going to say next. But like when I have the good things in my life, right? I'll be like, I wish I could share it with my dad. Like
Yeah,
suppose like that, right? So Kyle Fury is that one kind of player, or Saka is that one kind of player, right? These two players, I wish Wenger had it in his last years in his career, because such a dynamic player in that Wenger era with Wenger's way of managing the club, I think he would have done still something much better than what is happening at the end of that end of his tenure.
no,
Because
but the thing is with Wenger and now with Arteta, the same issues. They never really signed a striker when they really needed it. Yeah,
no,
and that's the main issue. Like even when Wenger had Giroud, we should have not had Giroud for a long time. Like if we had actually bought Aubameyang, not in his last year of Wenger, but when at least 3 4 years before that, we had Ozil at their peak, we had Sanchez at his peak, and we had a good team. And then we didn't really sign a striker and a midfielder. These are the two. There were only two signings we needed to do, and this is kind of the same thing which is happening with Arteta now, where I hope it doesn't happen with him, but yeah, he needs. It's very evident what he needs, and it's all about the board giving him what he needs. So yeah, it's I guess it was just a good thing to have a good result after a long time. Just like yeah, this is a big.
exactly. Salman, imagine we had Watkins in the sub, bro.
Even some of the reports that have come out that he was available for 40 million, 45 million. Like for me, I don't know why we didn't go ahead. Yeah, can't hear you. Here, I can't hear you.
I didn't say it. Oh yeah, that's what. Vivek, we can dwell about it, but what we can do is just focus on the future and do something. And
Yeah,
that brings me to the transfer side of things, right? Let me take in the comments because there are a lot of comments that were said regarding transfer. So I'll just bring it up. Where we matched Owen and okay, huh. Maybe Martinez to Barcelona will be a thing of dreams.
makes sense.
Yes, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense because he's very good with
I heard Ter
Highland.
Stegen is out of favor with a lot of the Barca fans,
He's been out of favor for almost 3 years, not just now.
and Chesney is obviously not going to be there for long. So
I think Chesney will be a nice backup keeper with Emmy Martinez being the main keeper if they sell Ter Stegen, because
Yeah.
I think Emmy
Yeah.
can do well in La Liga because it's not that demanding, or like, how do we say?
No, he is Barcelona. It won't be demanding to be a keeper unless he like messes up a lot. Yeah.
True, true.
But before we go entirely into the transfer side of things, can I give my 2 cents on the
Oh yeah,
Bournemouth game,
Bournemouth.
Newcastle game?
Yeah, no Bournemouth. Yeah.
Nah, in my opinion, Ben White grew into the game. He had a poor first half, but second half he was all right. I mean, I could see flashes. When it comes to Martin Odegaard, on the ball, not not that good, but off the ball again, the way he was tracking back, the way he was winning duels, and intercepting play. The goal that Rice scored came from that very action where Odegaard won back the ball, and then gave it to Saka, who then gave it to Odegaard, and Rice scored. So Odegaard, he needs to improve on his final balls. Again, yesterday a lot of his passes were getting intercepted. They lacked power, they lack precision. Yes, he created good moments, but yeah, we can expect better things out of him. Yeah,
I had one question, like if y'all could for me, for like my reason, can you all give me like one highlight of each player who played the game? Like what was like a good and a bad thing about them, or like who was like the best performer throughout the team? Because I've just heard about Araya, I've just heard about a Kivior, obviously Declan Rice's goal, and then nothing much apart from that. So any action that was good or any
I
action
felt
that was
I felt
criticized?
with Odegaard, it was like, and I've been feeling this with him. Like he has been able, his vision has not gone. Like he's able to see those
yeah,
passes and everything, but his execution has
execution.
gone. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what has happened
I
with
agree.
execution? Like he, even in the yesterday's game, like there were so many moments where he made the right decision, but and then he made the right decision in terms of I'll make that pass, but he didn't make the pass correctly. Like
This is something that we've been talking about for like forever when it comes to Martin Odegaard. We haven't slandered Odegaard for not getting into positions where he can influence games. It's just that when he gets into those positions, he doesn't make anything of it.
and then
Right.
And when it comes to talking about players who, in my opinion, have got unnoticed because Rice took the limelight by scoring that banger. In my opinion, it was Leandro Trossard yet again because I feel that his role in the last 2-3 games has completely changed. He is the number 9, but he drops very deep, and
So
that
Martinelli played
allows.
center forward.
Yeah,
yeah,
Martinelli was coming in, and so was Saka. So yesterday our front two was literally our front two was Bukayo Saka and
it
Gabriel
was
Martinelli.
almost like a 4-4-2 at times. Like
4-4-2. It wasn't even a 4-4-2. It was a 4-2-2-2
huh,
with
hmm.
Trossard and Odegaard being
Yeah,
the cams, and Martinelli and
Mate and
Saka drifting
Rice.
inside.
yeah,
Yep. And it was Declan Rice who was occupying the left mid or left wing position, whatever that is, because he was using that position solely for his carries.
yeah.
Because Declan Rice in the first half was invisible because we didn't have the ball. We were under pressure by Newcastle at all times. But in the second half, there were multiple occasions where he was just taking the ball, running with it, and creating chances.
And I also saw lots of criticism points in terms of Partey. What was basically that? What did he do?
That guy, man, one thing, did you guys notice the same thing? I really want to ask you guys. That guy is extremely passive when he goes into challenges. He
Yeah,
just doesn't commit himself because yesterday Newcastle had all the time and space in the world to just run at him, and he was just doing this. I'm like, why are you allowing that? And
yeah.
the other thing is that guy does not track back, and lacks passes for no reason. Simple,
And the
simple
way,
passes
and
he fucks up.
that's what, so when Newcastle were on the break, right, the way he was just, it was like running in a park. And then Gordon was like there making
Bro,
all the touch.
I I
With
watched the extended highlights from the Newcastle YouTube perspective, okay? And the
Hmm.
first 4 minutes of the video is literally them running into an empty midfield of Arsenal. Like they're
Yeah.
just running in between. Harvey Barnes has a shot with his left foot, Raya saves it. Anything does, Raya saves it. And that's just us, and that's just the whole highlight of the game where runners are able to just maneuver through our midfield, and then our players are struggling to cope up in terms of actually tracking back, and that's just the theme that has been there for like majority of the games now in the season.
Yep.
With Partey, he's
Arush,
almost like if he's not locked in, he's a liability. Like he doesn't do
man,
anything right.
massive liability.
Like he was like, and I agree with Path. Like he's so passive in the, like even when he goes for a 50-50 challenge, he looks to not like get injured in a way. Like I feel like he doesn't want
Yep.
to get harmed physically. Like I guess he has some apprehension because of injury issues, but like he always like doesn't give 50 full in his 50-50 tackles also,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes the most
Arush,
blended
I
decisions.
had a point. I had a point when it comes to Thomas Partey. Was it you who said that Thomas Partey drops a bit too deep and he is in line with our defense when it comes to
Yeah,
defending shots?
yeah.
That happens a lot, and I have no idea why that happens, because if you don't, if you aren't at your man, if you aren't preventing a shot, the simplest thing for the opposition to do is
This
to shoot
this
at us.
was
Yeah,
this was also the main criticism
Chelsea,
point against Aston Villa as well.
Villa, yeah, Villa and
Yeah,
Chelsea. Because the
yeah, Chelsea as well.
Chelsea
Pedro
game,
Neto
it
goal,
was
yeah.
Pedro Neto who scored, and it was Thomas
Mm.
Partey who was relaxing with the defenders. He was literally a third centre back. That guy is extremely passive. But then again, the thing is, he makes 5 errors, and for that 5 errors, he makes one good pass. But that one good pass is is a defining moment. So that is what
Hence,
comes with him.
hence I saw all these tweets of Zubimendi. If Zubimendi comes in, he's just going to transform Arsenal's midfield and stuff
before
like that.
before my before the lights went out, I made the exact same point when it came to Zubimendi. I said that Zubimendi yesterday would have feasted.
Yep,
And
100%.
also the guy everyone hates, Victor Gyökeres. Whoever says Arsenal don't create transitions, sus, fraud watch. All of y'all are.
yeah. There are so many transition moments in the first half which just ended, like literally just ended. Like one pass end.
I saw that one Martinelli movement where he was trying to go from like the wider zone, and this dude just gave up. And there was also this one viral clip of Odegaard getting the ball in the central spaces, having a runner in Ben White, but he chose not to play that
Yeah,
pass, and then he ended up
yeah,
losing the ball.
Yeah, it
So yeah,
happened.
transitions is something we really need to work with, and yeah, Joker is one of those guys who can make the difference because he's very self-sufficient. Even if you don't pass the ball to him, this dude can
yeah. He
actually
will create.
take the game by himself. So I get that point.
And the last point, I have made this point earlier as well, when it comes to the holy trio of Martin, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Ben White. We are milking it for no reason. We are milking it for no reason. And I'll explain it to you. We know that there's better options centrally or on the left, but we still try to force the ball to Ben White, who will do the same thing. He makes that overlapping run. Perfect. Saka gets inside, but there's traffic. Why do you still want to play those passes? And Martin Odegaard was doing that time and again yesterday.
Hmm,
He has
I get him.
he has the entire left hand side vacant. He won't pass there. I won't say he does that every time, but he does that a lot. Now, it's just that them three work together well. So why not just play the ball to them every time? That doesn't
This is
make sense to me.
exactly what individual brilliance can do to this team because one player on the left wing who can actually beat his
Yeah,
marker, and one
yeah,
center forward who can act as a target man can make a huge difference to this team.
Yeah,
Because
because
we are going through the same routine of the RHS now that White is playing. When he wasn't there, we tried the same thing on the left hand side, not with actual overlaps or stuff like that or underlaps, but rather crosses into the box, which came
yeah,
from like a half space
another
half space
pattern which
cross. Yeah.
absolutely I hate is right now is Raya just takes the ball and boots it to Martinelli's side, and it always either misses Martinelli or Martinelli like doesn't do anything with it. It's always that pattern. Like you either play to the right hand side with
And
the
it's
pass.
also so easy for opposition teams to read this pattern. Why? Because it is obvious Martinelli is going to be double. There are going to be two players on him, three players on him. He doesn't have an option in the center to pass. The next best option for him is Saka on the wider side, which is like a completely difficult pass to play for him because
yeah.
it's not his forte to actually do that shit. So things like these actually need to be catered tactically for Arteta, I think, going into next season. And this is what Arteta has to work on because it's been a pattern throughout the season.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes.
know the
Multiple times.
simplest way to explain this is when we are attacking, it's always in a 2-3-5. Watch all our attacks.
Mm.
Correct.
Unless and until there are like five players, two on the wing, one central, and two between the lines, we do not attack. Simply do not attack.
Yeah. It's true.
That was happening yesterday.
Salva, you were saying?
No, yesterday there were so many moments where like Raya didn't even realize that Martinelli is gone central, and he kept like passing in the
Yeah.
wing and gone, like throw in. Like it was so, it like, I don't know if it was like a lack of communication or whatever, but Martinelli was making the central run, and Trossard is also like kind of playing centrally, and the wing is just empty, and
Yeah.
he's just booting it there. Like it doesn't even make sense to do that. Yeah.
We'll take a few comments. As I do retrospect cohort, I can suspect that Arteta realized at the end of Jan window that we are not going to win the league, and thus he started setting the team not to lose a game rather winning.
Mm.
That's
I mean, Arsenal have always been a side that have
Being
been
that,
coached
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
they wouldn't lose the match, but rather win the game. Throughout the 2022 season,
Yeah.
we saw that. And post that, it got defensive in terms of Arsenal is a side who won't actually concede chances, but would rather look to score through certain aspects. Then the whole talk became of set pieces that Arsenal are only going to defend
Uh,
and score set pieces. Arsenal are only going to defend and score from crosses. So everything's coming in a certain pattern, and we just need to find a perfect balance
we need
between
to we
everything.
need to be able to jumble everything. Like
Exactly, yeah.
we don't jumble it up.
Odegaard and Partey had some post-traumatic issues which resulted into apprehension, which happens with a
Post-traumatic.
lot of players or even normal humans who have been through many injuries.
Yeah.
Psychological terms to the doctors.
I feel it with Partey for sure. Like he doesn't go into tackles because he doesn't want to get injured.
In my opinion,
I read a quote. Yeah, continue, continue.
in my opinion, you guys are overanalyzing last night's game. We kind of difficult season we had as per Arteta. We've achieved big in the league. City needed 200 million to do the same. Oh wow!
We're just talking
This
about
just
the basic tactical stuff that was
It's not
happening
about
in
these things
yesterday's
happening
game.
every game.
just
It's not just
opinions.
tomorrow.
Just opinions.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah, I mean,
obviously the players have gone on vacation mode. There's nothing to play for, stuff like that. But even for a game like this, it does matter, right? In the end of the day, we ended up securing Champions League. On
Yeah.
another day, we wouldn't even get Champions League. Stuff
yeah,
like that actually has an effect. So as a club, you need to maintain that consistency even though you don't have the
100%.
continuity in the squad. So it is something you have to analyze. You can't bring in facts like City have spent 200 million yet are doing this in terms of a particular game because it pertains to us. So
Yeah.
it's just how we have to.
Also, when it comes to the fact that Arsenal just scammed the result yesterday, yes, we did because
It feels nice though.
almost 95% of the times the same shit happens against us. And when we
That's
complain,
that's what my
uh,
tweet was also in the morning.
yeah,
I was like, I saw the XG stats, and then I
yeah,
watched the game, and the game is completely Newcastle, and then we take our one chance, and we end up winning the game. It feels so
Yeah.
nice. Life is so good like this.
I know one Twitter guy. I think even you guys might know who I'm talking about. I'm not Sanu. That Twitter guy might be really happy because all he kept saying,
Oh,
"Oh, PSG game." All he kept saying,
XG, Nick,
yeah,
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 yeah, exactly.
yeah,
funny bro.
Fine, let's go. Okay, let's go. Hello.
okay.
I mean, the simple fact is, if
Should
you are
I be worried?
outperforming XG, it's all
Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Mike, to the channel. I hope you are enjoying the stream. I'm trying
Welcome
to.
Welcome
my to
my
the channel. Welcome
welcome
my to the
Suchit.
channel.
Suchit, you should have just
This
gone like
guy.
welcome my to my channel.
Welcome.
Uh, sorry, Salo, to cut you off. Go on, go on.
no. I'm saying the simple fact is, you'd rather be the team who like who takes like the chances, which are like not too many, but just takes their chances and wins matches. Like
Yeah,
we like, obviously as a team we kind of try to analyze our team and try to kind of defend our results like in the terms of tactics and all, but you would rather be the team who has okay tactics but has players who can just win you a game. Like that's life is much easier like that. Like
But saying that, I don't want this to be a pattern with
yeah,
us because
like
on another day
ha.
we
I
are
conceding
conceding three
I
to
think it's
Newcastle
the
in the
thing
opening
is
15
like
minutes.
yeah, it's great to know that we can do it. Like that's what the problem with us is. We know that unless we don't play a perfect game, we don't win those games. Like
Yeah,
But
true,
we are,
true.
at this moment, we're just talking about Arsenal not being good, but Newcastle yesterday in that first half,
yeah, they were really good.
the way they were playing the balls over the top, and the way they were just getting through on goal, and it was just Saliba versus Anthony Gordon, and Gordon was there to get the better of him. I mean,
Mhm.
Saliba had a good game yesterday, but Anthony Gordon wasn't poor. He didn't have the best of his games, but he was good, and the way they were attacking was very good. Again, they feast on transitions, and they've got players who are pretty adept at that.
Eddie
It's
Howe,
not
Isaac played yesterday.
no,
no,
it was a groin injury. He had a groin
Callum
injury.
Wilson.
Oh,
Callum Wilson started. And even special mention to Tino Livramento.
that dude is like just too good.
Eddie Howe was like my first. Like when Wenger left, I wanted Eddie Howe so bad. I used to tell Sucheet a lot. Like
I remember this conversation. He's like, bro, I can't believe we didn't go to
Who
Eddie Howe
was
and all.
Eddie Howe playing for,
Eddie Howe
coaching
was
before?
managing Bournemouth that time.
Bournemouth,
One was
yeah.
back
Oh
then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ramsdale, I remember that time.
I because even those Bournemouth teams are so good. Like
Ramsdale,
when he was at Bournemouth.
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
We'll take a few comments and we'll transition to the next one.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
PJ Savage, TFC Blues, big up everyone. Hi, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying and yeah, stay tuned for
Up
more.
the Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, up the
Up
Chelsea.
the Chelsea. I
Yeah,
have up the Chelsea.
perfect.
What the fuck?
अरे
Yeah,
यार ना यार I'm catching strays.
We
ना
needed
ना
this. We
ना
needed
ना
this. We needed this.
I hope I'm not overdoing this. But hey, guys.
Oh, मैं तो ना सहता भाई.
Parth Chetan is playing dice ball. Yeah.
Nah, man, come on, it's not so bad.
Parth, at this point, you just like write the link or like write the address of the barber here or something. Promote that dude, man. He's gotten too famous. He's gone worldwide currently.
Anyhow, still haven't beaten ball.
I don't think he has beaten Bournemouth as
Damn.
an manager. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Gordon flicked to Liverpool. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that
first,
So,
chance.
first half, first
so
half.
this was
Yeah.
parties. This was party, bro. Party had stopped Gordon. Ghumta he did.
Yeah,
I
I
started
saw
throwing
this. I saw
something.
this.
Uh,
Man,
uh,
my message on the group, and I was fuming when I typed that.
by Parth,
Fuming.
Parth, by Parth.
अभी जीने को अरे यार ये क्या है हाँ
I can't wait for a certain other person to come on this channel and say, Aarush,
Oh my God, stop, bro. Why are you making this a family-friendly stream or something? Promote football, man.
don't support either of your teams, but you have to support your channel. Thanks, man. Thank you so
Love,
much.
bro, love.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
up the
Uh,
Chelsea
The Chelsea.
up the
Come on, you
Chelsea
Blues. Yeah.
come
Don't
on
up the Chelsea, but like don't up it from like fifth position. It's good about it.
हाँ yeah perfect
The Chelsea still first position. Yeah.
but yeah, I guys do believe we will deliver on signings this summer. Well, before we come to our opinion, we'll take a lot of comments because a lot of people have
all I
said.
know that I was delivered the wrong kit but yeah moving on
We
Talking
spoke
about
about this.
deliveries, we might have lots of pregnancies in this squad when it's off season. Just
ah
saying. Just saying.
good point
Arteta's family planning, bro. I can't plan, man.
good point 5-year plans
Heavy Martinez to Barcelona will be good. Ainsley, if you're still here, do let us know what you think about this signing. Transfer market hasn't even started in
Talking
Bournemouth yet.
talking about
Big
Barcelona
Berkey.
and goalkeepers, can we talk about Mr. Marc-André Ter Stegen? That is beautiful performance.
The way he was
Beautiful.
falling like a Tom and Jerry cartoon in the goal.
He felt like Spider-Man at one point, bro.
I haven't ever seen a keeper glitch. Right. And Mark Andre Ter
Ram
Stegen is the
Ramsdale
first and
versus
the only
Southampton.
keeper I've seen glitching mid game. Glitching. Glitching.
Bro, Shenley retired and told Chuck it, I'll come back, and he's not put in a worse performance than this. Like, bro.
I read a stat where Chesney hasn't lost a game when he's played in goal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They hadn't, but now they've lost.
Yeah, I think the Inter
Champions League,
Milan
I think.
Champions League.
Champions League,
Okay.
Champions League, yeah, Champions League.
Mhm.
The transfer market hasn't been started in Bournemouth already.
Yeah,
Same
Kirk
with
has
Had
gone
to
today, right?
happen.
Mm.
Had to happen.
Kirkus to
Sad,
either
man.
Liverpool or Madrid, if I'm not wrong.
No, Liverpool. I
Liverpool,
think
Liverpool,
it's
Liverpool,
done
Liverpool. Yeah.
almost. Like, yeah,
Oh, damn.
They were
Okay.
already advanced on
already advanced.
Mitos Caucus.
They already
Mhm.
got Frimpong Pimpong as well, right?
Mhm.
Frame ping pong, man. Ping pong.
Thoughts on Arteta's last comments yesterday? I
Made
thought.
What?
sense to me.
Very, very badly taken by opposition sides.
Yeah,
What
he,
was the
He
he
comment?
misquoted.
he said that
Arey, the
we
eighth,
know the
the
history of
one
the.
we spoke of the whole day, bro. The
अच्छा
one
अरे
that we,
यार मतलब
I,
can't a
I
man
think it's
even
just
state
been,
facts? Can't a man even state
for
facts?
the stream, I'll tell what he said. Like he
Huh.
said
Hmm.
that I know the history of the Premier League, and the teams that have gone through what we've gone through
Mhm.
have completely collapsed. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud that we didn't collapse. That's what he said. And then there was a lot
and
of
yeah,
like there was a lot of
and the
fans.
fact that opposition fans post another video as well coming out on YouTube, they ended up going into an echo chamber that Arteta is saying that their side is not good when he's mentioned it as a comparison in terms of injuries related to what it has done to Arsenal and how they've
Yeah.
actually done better than what you would expect from a side. Why?
Mhm.
Because the interviewer asked him this question. Do you think red cards and injuries have played an effect on Arsenal's season? Hence,
Mhm.
he said this. Do you realize that as a social media consumer, you actually need to go and watch a video like this back again because this is completely misleading in any fact. If you say this can be something related to everyday life as well, bro. If you say something related, we had so many comments about the India-Pakistan war that was going on. Half the information that was there on the internet was misquoted.
Yeah.
Half of it was false information.
No,
You made a
and the
fact that you
simple
went
thing
and cross-checked it because you were online, right? Because it is affecting you. When it is happening the same way to your football club, why does agenda have to play away? Why do you not realize that the fact that a comment is made, okay, shit, he has said something to me. Before making a comment, at least check this proper
Yeah.
sentence what has been used, bro.
exactly.
Don't beat don't beat the whole
No,
system around it in terms of not apprehending it.
no, and the simple point is, did he lie? Like you go and check did you
Oh
go
my
and check
god.
when Liverpool won the championship like last time, like not this season, last when the next season they got full injury issues, they barely qualified for top four. Then when City this year lost one player and they have like gone to shit like, and then look at Spurs this season. They had injury issues. They are almost relegated. Like
I
honestly, they were
can't
like,
even do it through fingers, man.
and then you like Villa last season when they had injury issues and a lack of squad depth, they couldn't win the Conference League, bro. They couldn't win the Conference League.
I'll
People
tell you something.
don't
I'll tell
even
you
realize
something.
that.
Today me and Parth got into a conversation with opposition rivals, and once we gave them this, we told them about this. Their point was, hence, hence you are not. I mean, perhaps you are not actually winning the league, but you can see City is just 3 points behind you, 2 points behind you. Then then you bring out the point saying, okay, they've invested 200 million. This was bound to happen. They should have even clinched the league title like this. No, that's not agreed. Okay. Then the next point is Aston Villa had a completely injured side. Their players were taken away, whatever. I don't know what they
Conference
said.
League.
But their
Con-
point was they bought two wingers who were not good at all in January. Those two wingers, in comparison, that is Marcus Rashford and Asensio, both have a total of 18 goals and assists in less than 20 matches between themselves. By the way, this is critical thinking that we're talking about in this
he,
platform.
if Arsenal signed a 60 million midfielder in January and he flopped like
Oh,
Garcia flopped, then they would be like, oh, what the heck is this? Who is this? What is this signing? It
Gary
just
Neville would have come out with a knife.
and because City just signed a guy and he's a flop, like okay, there's nothing. It's okay. Matthias Nunez last season they signed. What has he done? What has he done in his entire 2 seasons?
Also, the next conversation they also brought up during this whole thing is, oh, so you are saying that injuries is the reason you lost the league.
Yeah,
And then the next point is, but aren't these the players that you signed?
brother,
Bro,
injuries happen to the guys we signed. Like injuries didn't happen to the players who did we didn't sign. Like,
That
next,
entire
my
conversation was shifting of goalposts. That is
my
exactly
quick
what it
question
was.
is, if you're criticizing Arteta's players to not deliver, has Amorim's system and the player that he's gotten in, has it actually played a knock-on effect on the football that they play? Has the I
Definitely.
agree, it's just one window or 1.5 window that, or half a window that you've been given. You've gotten the chance to play 3, 4 competitions in that period. Has it had a knock-on effect on your football? Yeah, I agree, bro. You're in the Europa League final. Go win it, smash it, play in the Champions League next season. Will your signings warrant to you playing good football next season? Are you sure of it? Are you
Exactly.
are you
for
in
me,
the mind
who
that
irritates me,
trophies are everything, bro?
people, the fans who irritate me are the Liverpool fans because for 7 or 8 years when Klopp was there, they won one title and there was never a discourse that Klopp is a bottler. Like, bro, I don't care
I
you won
agree.
97 points or you won 96 points, you still lost the league title. But there was no discourse of like Klopp is a bottler. He won one Champions League and he lost two Champions League finals. Okay, and he
Bro,
he won a few domestic trophies, but
uh,
in 8 years
Brother,
he lost. But the only thing they have is they lost to a prime city. What is this? What is this like? What is
the
this?
only way you can sum it up is when it comes to Arsenal, everyone chooses to be stupid.
Yeah, it's
exactly. This is what I was going to say. And for a fact that Liverpool fans coming in between this is the fact that in the previous years they sucked off City. Now they're sucking off
100%.
United.
Yeah.
They will suck off anyone in terms of making Arsenal go below whatever their needs
I
are on.
honestly feel
One
that
one fan, I just finished this.
yeah,
One fan also said that Arsenal haven't won the league in 21 years. Did you win the league till 30 years in 2019? Did you? And then the next comment is, oh, but you all are well on par to finish those 30 years as well, trophyless
अरे
in the Premier
यार
League.
क्या
no,
बोलूं
and I
मैं.
honestly used to feel like personally, I don't know
हाँ.
if it is other fans, but I used to feel Arsenal fans always used to give kind of a respect to the Liverpool club. Like
Yes,
I always used
yes,
to feel that. Like I feel
Exactly.
we
yes.
used to banter Liverpool the least of all the. I
Same.
I agree with Klopp was not a bottler. I agree,
No one is saying that Klopp was a
but
bottler.
I'm saying that no one said it. That's what I'm saying. Like
When
he
it comes to when it comes to Jurgen Klopp, everyone appreciates whatever he's done at Liverpool because no manager will be able to pull that off. It was just him being unlucky that City was slightly better.
that's what I've
That
said.
is all we are saying.
We
When it
don't
comes to
apply the same
Arteta,
logic for
how
players.
is a manager who's been in the managerial job for 6 years expected to win the league? He can't finish second.
Klopp,
And how on
Second
earth is
again,
finishing
ole
second?
ole.
And how on earth is finishing second thrice
Uh,
for a manager who's just this is his fifth year, sixth year in this job? How is that seen as being something to be frowned upon, to be laughed at? I,
no,
are you
and
really
especially this season,
serious?
if you do not see the context about Arsenal this season, I cannot respect your opinion because if you watch Arsenal this season, you know what kind of issues you have had this season. Like finishing second was a big achievement for me. It kind of reminds me of Marino saying finishing second with United was one of my greatest achievements. On
100%.
par with
Yeah.
like because
Yeah.
yeah.
this team is not like this squad depth should not be second for sure. It should not be
No.
second. Yeah.
And for all the non-Liverpool fans who are critical of Arsenal, I'll just say one thing. Yes, you've had pathetic seasons. You've had bad seasons, and you're only 2 points behind us, 3 points behind us. Why is it never that you're 3 points ahead of us? Just a question. Just a question. Why can't you be ahead of us, and why is it always behind us?
We'll
Simple.
take in few comments. Okay, please. Well, the only brilliant football YouTuber is a Chelsea fan. Baki sab to railway. Oh God, I think Drogba.
I like him. I like him. I like him.
Age beating is a huge issue nowadays. Yeah.
What do you think of Garcia? Okay, we come to transfer. My God, you're so much transfer to talk about. People are
Garcia
calling
bro.
Testegen as Neuer a replacement.
That will never
I,
happen.
let me show them. Let me show them. I think I have this. Wait, is this the one? Yeah, I think this is the one. Ta-da.
Yeah, there was like I remember there was a whole like thing like I think 4 5 years ago, just a compilation of Toaster not even jumping for the save, like just being a
This was
stand.
during the World Cup time or something, no?
It was so funny, bro. There were so many compilations of his goal where he just looks at the ball.
I love Arteta a bit more than before, even more than Parth's love for his late God. By the way, did Mohawk had that center of gravity type of vibe in the roast video of his? Manchester United fans would
Stay safe, bye. Stay safe.
now interviews have got the mantra to ask Arteta such questions and to get clicks on social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so true.
But nowadays are also know how to get tried. Hey,
What?
That's a
I
Russian
mean,
name, bro.
I have no idea. Okay, so I don't know your name, but welcome to the channel. I think this is the first time you're here. Welcome. Tribalism has destroyed football culture, definitely.
This exactly this.
Obviously.
Actually, honestly,
Yeah,
even he's better than Jadon Sancho, man.
Hmm.
Pepe was a victim of
100.
being an Arsenal player. Honestly,
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I agree. He was
Klopp,
not good, but he was not as bad as people made him out to be.
Klopp was not a bottler. Again, I agree. That was my whole point. He's not a
Just
bottler.
to be on record, in my opinion, Jurgen Klopp is the best pound for pound manager
Yeah,
in the
I
Premier
agree.
League in the last 20 years.
That was my
Easily.
point. They
Easily.
used their sense when it was Klopp, but they don't use that same sense when it comes to Arsenal. That is my whole point.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
by the way, this talk about Arteta spending so stupid, like Arsenal are taking money from rival fans to pay. And also, since Arteta joined Spurs, Chelsea, City, and United have
Man,
He is not in the list.
that disgrace of a pundit,
uh,
John Obi Mikel, John Obi Mikel.
Bro, he got cooked, bro.
But
He
he
got
got cooked
cooked.
by the interviewer. Like
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
got cooked
Yeah.
badly.
Let Liverpool kiss United fans and let United fans. Okay,
What the fuck? What? Buy club you lil? What?
I wanna
goalkeeper
go
is
back.
bad when you have opposition fans wanting him to stay at club. Honestly, no real Barca fans would want to see Ter Stegen. That's
I will not even lie. I haven't seen one Barcelona fan wanting Ter Stegen to stay in the team. Not a one. Not a one.
Bro, funniest part about Ter Stegen's career is that the one time he actually had the time to actually play for the German national team also he was injured. And then the chances apart from that he has like a Neuer ahead of him and then other goalkeepers ahead of him. This guy's career has been such a joke to be honest. Because he also has the trophies and clutch moments to
Yeah.
show for it, but in the end it's just not ending the right way.
Let's take in the comments. Where is the one? Amy March, Katam.
It's time.
Okay, Espanyol is in a relegation battle. If they get relegated, John Garcia prize is 13 million.
21 million, not 13.
Now
13,
20.
13,
13,
13,
If they
13.
get relegated,
12.6.
13. Huh,
Oh,
yeah. Thoughts.
13 million is
Uh,
it is. Why
See,
not?
my only thing being,
No, you know what? You know what? Let me say. Sorry.
ha 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 ha. Yeah, yeah.
So I put out a tweet saying that I see Raya having his issues, but it is not glaring. You see Garcia solving them, but it's not an immediate resolve that we need to like make sure it happens, right? So what I meant to say is that Raya sometimes lacks the reach when it comes to saving some shots, which could be saved by
Hmm.
other people who are taller. But Garcia 6.3, so he can save those. Second thing, some of the times when there were those what do we say near post shots that are being taken by our attack by a striker, some of them Raya has issues in stopping them because it's almost like a blind spot kind of situation, and those shots come out of nowhere. Raya has improved. Don't get me wrong. Raya
But
has.
what is the example of such a goal he let in like in
I
recent?
have not
I
seen.
really
That
don't
was
remember.
the only goal he's considered like that was against Luton Town.
Yeah, that's what. This season, I don't think he has that issue.
But
Nah.
that's what he has improved in that aspect, and it has not
Ha
become a
ha ha.
glaring issue. That's
You
what I'm saying.
complete. You
Okay.
complete
It's
your
not
point. Yeah,
glaring
yeah.
issue.
Mm.
But Garcia, if you look at his saves, right, those he makes regular saves like that. So it could be understood that he's a better shot stopper than a regular goalkeeper. I get that.
Agreed.
I think
Agreed.
I think with goalkeeper, it's always difficult to analyze him. Like if you watch his highlight reels,
Hmm.
because a goalkeeper's highlight reels will always look nice for anyone.
That is true.
Like you need to watch him day to day, and I haven't watched him day to day, so I have no like
And
say.
next one I want to talk about is his penalties. Again, how many penalties do we concede? Not so much. So is it really that we need a goalkeeper who's good at penalties also? Possibly. Like again, those are like fine margins that could define moments like that, right? Yes, we didn't concede against PSG. We didn't concede against PSG in a penalty. But if it is some other situation, we know 100, 9 out of 10 times Raya is conceding a penalty, right? I know he has improved, but not really an issue. And Garcia, is he better at penalties? I mean, serving penalties? From the looks of it,
Yeah.
yes.
He is. He is. He is.
Again, these are fine margins that will define a club being a great club, right? Because you always need to improve. Will that bring in, what do we say, instability again in the goalkeeping situation where he's finally having a stability? Definitely, right? So, is that something we need to address immediately? Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
Suppose in the end of the market we've gotten the target or we've got the profile that we want to like solve, and then he's still available. I think then we can go ahead and like spend 13 or 14 or whatever million fees. In my opinion, that's what I
I
thought.
Okay, I get your point about penalties. So why not just sign like someone who's a penalty shootout specialist? Like like
Why not recall Hein back at
Kalhin.
the club?
yeah,
Yeah.
Why? This guy is he got his whole hype around him saving penalties. He went on to La Liga, a same league in which Joan Garcia is playing at whatever age he's. I think he's really young, and he still managed to have a decent place there. If the whole plan was for him to actually go out on a loan in terms of getting the value, fair enough, you can sell him and get the next player you want. But again, if the whole plan is to get him in, we also have the news that Setford is promoted to the side,
yeah,
which I think he might go on loan next
Hmm.
season
Tommy Sadford.
because
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
just how promised he was as a player since Ajax times. So if that is not going in, you are saying that Joan Garcia is a player who is to be demanded. Why? Because he's a market opportunity. Don't you think a player who has had the hype that Joan Garcia has had, he knows how good he is. He is demanding for a move at a top club. His only aim playing at a top club within the first season of there is to actually not be actually a backup, but rather be a competition for the
Exactly.
number one name. Yeah, I agree. You're getting a top goalkeeper. We don't need a top goalkeeper. We need a backup to our top goalkeeper. Why?
yeah,
Because Raya is top three centre backs. Centre backs and goalkeepers. Because he plays as a centre
I
back. Why?
agree with the
Very
top three
understood.
centre backs as well.
Centre back. Against Madrid,
I
he was
made
a
up
great
for it.
centre
I
back.
made up for it. I
I
made up for it.
agree.
So exactly, this is another criticism point when we talk about centre backs. Why? Because David Raya can actually dictate play with his foot. I have not watched much of Joan Garcia, but with what I know, his long passes aren't that great for at least Premier League level in terms of finding the right passes in the wide. I like his wide passes, but like central axis again, Ravid Raya central axis in terms of passes isn't that great because we saw a mistake from him yesterday as well, right? I just
yeah.
watched the
Yeah.
highlights.
Ramsdale is better at passing centrally than on the right. I mean, Ramsdale's like
Yeah,
long balls and
exactly.
central passes are much better than
Yeah,
Raya. But
So
he
the
needs that.
sample size in bringing Joan Garcia is really small in terms of risk and reward. Why? Because we've seen this happen previously with Leno, we've seen this with Martinez, we've seen this with Ramsdale, we've seen this with Raya, and just this is a goalkeeper you are thinking of replacing or getting the better of. The
Yeah.
whole idea of any Arsenal fan getting Joan Garcia is getting the better of David Raya in that position. Why? Because it has been created like that. This is a goalkeeper who's on par to win two Golden Gloves in a row,
yeah,
being in two Team of the Seasons in a row, and then having the best of saves, playing really well in Europe, having a better stellar campaign in Europe than in the league as well. That's
yeah.
just how good he has been. And he's 28. He's no way old.
Raya can
28
easily
is
keep up
nothing
in
for a
7, 8
goalkeeper.
years, 8 years easily.
No,
Yeah.
again with Dr. Vivek's points, we had a conversation on Twitter, and he was like, we need two top goalkeepers
Mm.
in the squad. And he gave the example of Stefan Ortega and Ederson.
Mm.
Let me tell you one thing: Stefan Ortega was not a top goalkeeper when he joined City. He
Yeah,
joined solely to be number two.
yeah,
Look at where Ortega was playing before securing a move to City.
yeah.
And it was only when Ederson had poor games when we got to see how good Ortega is.
I would argue
Ortega
that.
Same
was
with Kelleher and Allison as well.
100%. These guys wouldn't have gotten the limelight had the number ones been bad.
Yeah, exactly.
If David Raya shits his pants, I agree. Get in a new goalkeeper. But why are you counting on the fact that David Raya will make mistakes and then Joan Garcia will get in? I repeat, there cannot be two number ones when it comes to goalkeepers.
No, and the problem is, if you are assuming Raya will make mistakes and then Garcia will come in, but the simple fact is, if Garcia comes in, that makes Raya more prone to mistakes because he will try to like be over, like be like do something which he might.
Goalkeeper goalkeeper is not a position where you're like we need depth. No,
No, like
all the clubs have got one very good goalkeeper and a half
stable
decent
backup.
goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah, half
exactly.
decent goalkeeper.
No, it
And
happened with
I
Ramsdale. Like when Raya came in, Ramsdale was mi-
Let
Ramsdale was started doing some mistakes which he never used to do.
100%,
Like he was
100%.
mistake prone, but he started doing new mistakes, like which he didn't used to
and
do
and
before.
he himself also said in his interview that that really dampened his confidence in terms of actually when getting those minutes, he was very pressurized in his own performances.
Yeah.
Again, let me be the devil's advocate in this whole perspective. Why? Because if you're targeting Joan Garcia, this is a player who is very similar to David Raya. I
Hmm.
won't agree as much. I haven't watched as much in terms of his ball playing abilities, but as a goalkeeper, shot stopping really good, cross claiming very good, and distribution close by very good. So you can argue that yes, this is a certain same mold of player we're getting, and now that he's getting relegated, we're getting it for less than 15 million.
Yeah.
So it can be a deal that we can break through easily. But the also fact is what we're arguing throughout this. So it is
And
just
Why do you
yeah.
why fix that why fix something that is not broke? As simple as that.
no, this was my whole point. We had this conversation about like a lot of Arsenal fans were saying that why don't we sign Jonathan David? He's on a free. So for me, like every decision that makes sense financially doesn't need to be made. like if it makes sense financially, it doesn't mean that okay, you just buy an talent hoard the players. It won't create a good squad. like why will like someone who is like as Aarush said, who's young and who has been one of the top keepers in La Liga, be ready to be a number two at Arsenal?
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of Arsenal fans, we are a big club, but they kind of overestimate how big it is for for players outside of England. Like, why will a Spanish keeper who has a chance to play at a good level club in Spain or in another country just be a number two at a third best club in England? Like, why will he do that? Like, it doesn't make
And
sense.
he
Yeah,
won't come in thinking that he'll be the number two. He'll come in thinking that I'll displace Raya to become number one, which again creates problems when it comes to the goalkeeping department. And I don't want that to
Another
happen.
thing, another thing I understand very sympathetically is the fact that this dude is also a Spaniard and he can
Yeah.
actually learn from David Raya considering he's young and he's coming to England and it's the same route that David Raya has also used. So I get that perspective as well, but is it necessary?
I
We
think
are not we are not against the signing of Joan Garcia. We are just like sign him after securing all the other targets you need to secure.
I guess if it was like if Raya was another 4 5 years older, this made perfect sense to
Yeah.
get like a Joan Garcia. But given Raya's age, it's like makes no sense to me. Yeah.
Parth is having a day. Parth is having a day and a half. But yeah, I
His
agree with
cat
this
just
comment.
spoke.
Yeah, though it's not an issue, I still think the price Garcia is available, his potential, the fact that Arsenal had the deal nearly done. Then they went silent with his people. It's embarrassing for me. Agreed.
But
Agreed.
that's my
Uh,
whole point, that you don't need to make every signing which makes sense financially.
Trust Arteta with the goalkeeper situation. The same debate happened with Ramsdale in the Premier League team of the season, and then fell off.
Ramsdale was one season. No, Raya's coming off 2 seasons of being in the team of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Setford
And
promoted.
Ramsdale's situation, let's be honest, our structure of the team was completely different. And also for a fact that our defense also helped him a lot in whatever situation he was
100%.
put into. He had some really good saves. Agreed. I really liked him as well. Even I was of the mindset that he shouldn't have been displaced like the way he was, solely just because of the emotional connect that was there in the club. And then it was really sad to see a player who was almost a winner for you just leave for absolutely nothing in a situation which he wouldn't have wanted to see happen to him personally in a career where he's had to battle so many relegations and stuff like that. But the thing again is that if you're thinking of Joan Garcia to be the guy to take over David Raya, I think that is the problem there. It's not about getting two backup, two good. Why do I keep saying center batsmen? Two two really good goalkeepers, but it's rather just having the both of them and then transitioning in the further stages. It's
No,
not like you're going to use Garcia to beat Raya, saying, "Oh my God!" I really feel it's going to be a Ethan one area and Odegaard situation. Once every game, uh, Raya makes a mistake, he'll be like, "We had
100%.
Raya
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
no.
bench,
The
we
thing
had
is, people
Garcia on the
fail to
bench."
realize that first of all, Ramsdale, even in his team of the season, team of the year season, like if you like went and like I think me and Sucheet had shared that one whole like in between us, there was a whole link about keepers and like statistically, he was actually a mid-level keeper. Like most of his statistics wise, like he was having good stats, but his in-depth analytics was like most of the mid-level, and Raya was at the top, like at Brentford, like he was at the top level. So when we signed Raya, it was signing a better keeper, much better keeper than Ramsdale actually. But when you're
Perfect.
signing Garcia, it's not the same case. Is he better than Raya? No, you cannot. You might think he is, but it's not like sure shot. It's not 100% he is better than Raya. So it's
Yep.
signing two keepers of similar level and saying that he'll keep one will be a backup, which will not happen. Yeah,
Ah.
You know what? This again goes back to the aesthetics of the game in terms of comps.
yeah.
And
Yep.
again, as to
Yep.
why? Because he's a better penalty saver. Does it really make sense?
पेनल्टीज तो
Happened
हमको
with
हर गेम में ही
Donnarumma
हम
and
खाते हैं
Martinez.
पेनल्टीज भाई.
We're taking the Russian comments. Gallagher leaving Liverpool next season because Liverpool already signed. Yeah, him. I'm
And
not going to put.
look at how old Allison is.
Mohammad Ashraf.
Just
Alisson injury issues has to be taken into account.
and
So injury.
which goalkeeper gets his hamstring injured every season?
Yeah.
That is special. That is actually special, man. How?
Which goalkeeper also ends up scoring crucial goals for his team? Allison.
I disagree,
Allison.
but we will wait for time to prove me right
Get a
again.
Garcia, it's not a
Arey, right
problem.
again.
It's if you get a Garcia, it's not a problem. It's like a luxury we don't really need. That's what.
Luxury, exactly,
We are crying for
exactly.
squad depth. It's not like we are saying no to squad depth. It's just a
Vivek bhai,
position.
just tell me one thing. Would you want to hear links of? Would you like to hear a here we go when it comes to a centre forward or a left wing, or do you want to see Fabrizio tweet out? Arsenal has advanced on talks with Joan Garcia, and he's set to be the second signing of the 25-26 season.
Yeah.
Y'all should see Leo Roman, one of the best shot stoppers in
I
the country.
give goalkeepers.
I understand your points. We still need a good backup goalkeeper, and given Garcia's potential price, 30 million, you won't get a backup keeper for that price.
Agreed.
Which will clear more.
It's true,
Yeah,
man. It's
true.
true.
I think our point is not about the financial side is amazing. He's a great player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He said, will he be willing to be a backup for long?
He's too good to be a backup.
Backup.
Yeah, that's what
Simple.
our whole point is.
No, some say that if we get him, we're going to send him on a loan again for like 1 2 years or something like that. So I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That makes even less sense to me.
Why?
If he's a better penalty saver, then it might be.
Declan. Arey, but those kind of situations don't arise that often. And what if Raya turns out to be a Kepari Sabalaga? Then what?
No, that's what, in club situations it's difficult to get penalty specialist keeper. Like it's
Yeah.
And
easy
by
to
the
apply
way,
it to national team.
Carl Carl Hein is older than Joan Garcia. And if Carl Hein was given the same treatment as Garcia, even he could have been like, okay, there's a penalty shootout going on. Bring me on the field. I can save penalties. I have proved it to you. He could have as well.
If Karl Hein was not at Arsenal and if he was just another keeper in La Liga, trust me, we would have been seeing him with a different lens. 101%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Aditya,
they
welcome
are
to the
the
stage.
same age. Not he's not older than them, they're the same age.
If he was willing to come, then it means he's willing to. See, I'm assuming that he's willing to push Raya to the limit at the point where next season he might
No,
displace.
but this is a good point.
There is no pushing Raya to the limit, yaar.
I mean, that's how the
But I
discourse is.
honestly I agree with this comment. Why?
Yeah,
Because
that's what.
also for a fact that
Yeah.
David Raya is given the number one. Why? Also for a fact that Berta doesn't want this position to be a place where David Raya is looked to be
Ha,
thrown off, but he sees it as a less priority. So I can
yeah,
see this really
Yeah,
coming true, and
that's what
I
even
can
I was
then
saying.
fair enough,
relate
fair
to like
enough.
the
Like
whole
in the
value and
negotiations, they would
potential.
have obviously talked about the backup
Yep,
position and all those things. So,
it's a proper FIFA career mode, bro.
like,
Again, we are not against the signing of Joan Garcia.
Next comment, finally, from the back. Ripon video ad. It might be too
Dun,
late
dun.
by the
I like the player, man. I like the player. It's just that
uh,
Jeremy
there's really
Ping Pong.
nothing much. One thing I'd like to address is what I think is he Salah is gonna just get much better than what he was currently if Frimpong arrives. But do they get better defensively? I have
Hmm.
questions. Why? Because they usually sit back in a three when they build up. Where is Frimpong's position in this whole thing?
He
This guy
can't be
likes
anywhere
playing as
near
a
the
winger.
defense.
Yeah,
He's
he
not.
likes playing as
He's
a
not a
winger.
defender.
You see him perform for Netherlands, you see him perform for Bayer Leverkusen. There's a difference between his performances of both teams. Now there's going to be a third difference when he comes and plays for Liverpool. How well can he adapt to this? I don't really know. You are getting a bargain deal for a very good player, but I
Hundred
rather
percent.
think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should
yeah.
platform him further up the pitch. But you have Salah there, so you're kind of stuck in a position.
He can
So,
low key. He can low key deputize for Salah if need be.
yep, yep. And I think Connor Bradley, but okay, it would be disrespectful to Frimpong to actually hold bench to Connor Bradley when
And
he's been this
I'm
first
not
signing of the
even
summer.
lying. Connor Bradley is a starting right back for Liverpool. I'm not even lying. I rate that guy very highly. I like him. I love him. He's very
He's
good,
like a
man.
proper traditional right back.
Yep,
So,
exactly, exactly.
as a neutral's perspective, I see it being somewhat an issue, but it can also turn out to be a very good signing if Slot
100%.
manages to use him very well in possession.
I
Out
mean,
of
you
possession,
can't go
obvious
wrong.
question.
You can't go wrong for a Jeremy Frimpong for like 30-35 million. It's nothing,
Yep.
man. It's peanuts.
But
by
another last thing I'd like to address is we got Uran Timber for cheaper than that.
and here you go. By the way, imagine the meltdown on Twitter if you sign two TMs and go God. CDM confirmed है एक striker and एक left winger and एक low key right winger आ जाएगा and then the goalkeeper. It's simple, but I still believe Havertz will be better than the striker. Damn. Okay.
other than
I
Okay.
like this
finishing,
thought
maybe.
process.
Other than his finishing, maybe.
Okay. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Because I saw a comment regarding it. I think it's like, where is the rest of the comments? Okay. After yesterday's performance and Reyes potentially getting consecutive Golden Glove, Jakarta to Arsenal is not looking problem and just a bad look on our side. If our, exactly. Well,
This is the second.
Exactly.
This is the other side of the argument.
I really
Hundred
think
percent.
Karl Hein will be given minutes in preseason, and that will be the point to actually judge him from. And hence,
So
the
I think
club will make
Garcia
a
will be
decision post.
available for the summer. Like,
Who are the
Liverpool was,
clubs in for Garcia?
in my opinion, Aston Villa, Newcastle
Oh
would
yeah,
be the
Aston
one.
Villa.
yeah, I heard
Newcastle.
Newcastle is really interested in him.
United were also said to be in for him, right?
They are like another
They are
mental
in
building.
for everyone, man.
I was speaking to Ainsley about getting Joan Garcia as a player, but then he reminded me of how Espanyol are Barcelona's biggest rivals. So there
Yeah,
is
yeah,
no
yeah.
way he's going there. So
Yeah.
because I was talking to him about Ter Stegen's iconic performance yesterday, and I was like, why not just go for Joan Garcia? And he told me about the same.
I feel Newcastle makes good sense for Garcia.
I think Aston Villa. But okay.
Villa,
Liverpool was the
yeah,
Palace.
Villa as well.
Liverpool was the Palace to come. Oh god. Madrid extra
Both.
is the funny. According to Madrid, they want everyone punished by David. You know, it's a banger when source
Bro, Marca's
Madrid is
lost its
looking.
credibility
Madrid is
this
looking at
season.
Arsenal with a feeling of revenge.
remote
They
attack.
are waiting. They are waiting for the Arsenal versus Real Madrid third leg.
Mm-hmm.
Also, talking about Real Madrid, I don't know why, but the main talking point between rival fans when they speak of Arsenal season is beating Real Madrid doesn't give you a trophy. Did we tell you? Did we inform to you? Did we mention that we won a trophy beating Real Madrid? Where is this coming from?
We can't celebrate anyone because it's
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal.
We can't.
True, it's
Bro,
true.
it's just so foolish.
Bipra bro, if Joker comes next season, what will his role be? Or what
Let's
will his
tune
role?
in into the scouting report that will drop soon.
Aye, nice, nice, nice.
This beast
That guy
could.
is
Brev,
shredded.
Brev is shredded.
Yeah, I mean, I get why he moves like a tractor, but also it makes sense why he's able to do whatever he's doing. But again,
Exactly.
किसान आदमी है भाई मेहनत करते हैं. Bring.
But
human
to
beings very
answer
happy for
to
the
answer
person.
Bipra's question in short, what we actually think is we've discussed this together on our group chat as well. The thing is
Hmm.
basically certain game types we see Havertz start alongside him as a left center mid second striker. You can argue Odegaard's position as well, which I
Yeah.
don't see, but you can argue as well, of course. Why? Because one of them attacks space, one of them creates space. One of them
Hmm.
can link up play,
Perfect.
one of them can be the target man in the box. One of them can aerially dominate those target man roles, and one of them can actually do it through his movements in the box. So having both of them is actually a perfect combination on paper. I don't know how this will pan out. Obviously, this is just the thought. Another thing is you would question throughout this is, but we are signing Zubimendi. Where does Rice go? The other game state in which this wouldn't work out is where Gyökeres plays as the center forward, and then Havertz comes to deputize for him second half or whatever, or he
Yeah.
deputizes for Rice. And this is solely on different game types on low blocks, mid blocks, and stuff like that. So this is just basically how we think it's gonna happen.
In my opinion, Kai Havertz's best role next season would be LCM.
100%,
It won't be at centre forward.
100%. I really like the spell from left
Yep.
center, but ever since he signed
It,
for
it
us,
was just
it's
it was
gotten a lot
just
of hits,
unwarranted
but I like
hate.
it.
The fact that people are actually blaming Havertz for us not winning the league last year was, I mean, yeah. What can I
That
even
run
say?
in that run in post January was very underrated for our season.
Kai
And just a
Havertz
matter
was
of fact,
never Kai Havertz was never bad at LCM. He was just not the LCM you wanted. Simple.
what I also think with
Two.
Gyökeres is that having a having a Havertz presence at LCM,
What the heck do you mean? I don't
Man,
understand.
Farming.
at least write Hindi properly, man. क्या Gyökeres dude
Dehadi hai bhai,
दिहाड़ी होता है यार दिहाड़ी.
Oh, okay.
because of his body,
Oh,
CFR.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
For you.
What I was saying was basically is ki Gyökeres elevates not only Havertz but also the left winger. Why? Because this dude likes to has a proper bias in terms of carrying and dribbling from the left, and
Mm.
that can then elevate Martinelli or whoever the left winger is into central zones, which then sees look at that hater, but look into
Rodrigo
central zones.
Goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Rodrigo
So
Goes.
basically that.
Bring.
Yeah,
Ateta wants Sesko, Berta wants Yorkers. Well,
and I want
uh,
Cisco.
and I want Tammy Haber. Anyways, Hot take Raya had a great season this time, better than last season, and one of the reasons is because of I think he
100%.
was assured. Fair.
Yeah.
He has
There's
easily
no
been the best goalkeeper in the league and
By
top three in the
Thornstein.
world. Easily.
easily. What did I do? What did I do? Many things.
Dehati does not mean farming.
It means farming.
Jeez. Dehati? What?
Yeah. It means farming.
Dehadi
What?
is like the extra work that you put in. No,
No,
देहाती
Dehati.
तो गवार होता है ना.
No.
nahin.
अरे
Dehadi is like you are doing Dehadi work throughout the locality. It is like,
दिहाड़ी is labor.
yeah, labor.
Dihadi is labor. Dehati is not farming. What?
Oh yeah, Dehadi is basically labor, bro.
Parth is right.
Dehati means people who live in villages, na?
हाँ
So,
रस्टिक यस गांव के लोग होते हैं देहाती
yeah. So
देहाती इज
हाँ
नॉट
तो
अ
वो
फार्मर
स्वीडन के गांव
छपरी
नहीं आए होंगे।
what is this discussion?
Dehati is you are, Chapri Dihadi is labeled.
Okay.
Wow, we are catching strays between the comment section as well. Beautiful.
I hear that Trossard discourse 90K a week, top of the bench, great at finishing. Can't believe people watch. See, it's not the fact that you don't watch. What happened? What happened?
Move on, move on, move on, move on.
move on
What
move
happened?
on
What happened?
move on
Nothing happened,
move
man.
on
Just move on.
What did I miss?
hey, you
Nothing.
missed
Nothing,
nothing
bro.
man we
I was
need
just
to
making
talk
fun of
about
Rashid.
Trossard
Okay, okay. I hate that. So, see, Trossard is good. At the same time, if we can improve our squad, would you rather sell Trossard or would you sell Martinelli as your left winger coming off your bench?
It's difficult for me too because I like Trossard a lot. Like to have a bench then.
See, I get his goal finishing, but if you look at his performances, right? Performance-wise, he's not been good. Yeah, last two games he's been good. Again, like PSG second half or yesterday's
But the
game.
thing is, we don't want him to start. Like this is we are getting him to start because of our injury issues. But when if we sign a left winger who's very good and he'll start most of the games, then Trossard is an amazing guy to have off the bench who's good at finishing the chances.
I'll give you one single point why I'm not a fan of Trossard's contract extension is why? Because the contract extension is being spoken of till 2029,
Hmm.
and that just doesn't make sense in terms of what we're trying to build.
Yeah, that is
Martinelli, as much as you can criticize him, he has the potential to do well in a system that is
agreed
complete, and
agreed
he can give you the value in another season that Trossard can't,
agree.
and hence I believe that Trossard shouldn't be the one to be kept.
What if it's a contract extension and sell kind of situation? Yeah.
But again, that
man
plays how much.
if we want to sell him it would be Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia will come in regardless it doesn't depend on how much the length of the contract we are giving him.
Yeah,
We're
I
making
agree.
that tactical decision.
I guess
Apart
I
from
guess
Saudi
it's
Arabia, who do you think Trossard can go to? I really think
Nowhere,
Premier
man.
League teams or
maybe
anywhere can
I think
actually look for him.
Fulham.
mid-table Premier League.
Yeah,
Like
so Fulham.
the,
Fulham
West
could he could play that like the villain role for them.
yeah.
Ham. Exactly.
Million, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Trossard pound for pound one of the best summers January signings we've made. Just won so many goals also.
Easily.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Easily.
One
Easily.
of the best.
Mr.
He's
Clutch.
like a
Best is
cult
always
hero.
going to be Aubameyang.
He'll be like a cult hero in a few years. Like
Strikers,
100%.
keepers,
Yeah.
goalkeepers. Maybe oh my god. I don't know if it's trolling or what.
this is
They've
a good.
got completely different roles. Nah, 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 nah.
No, no.
Trossard is.
This is a point where people kind of don't appreciate the work Saka and Martinelli do defensively.
Yeah,
Like no winger
100%.
in the world really does what they do in terms of tracking back. Like it's like I know they might have some like Martinelli might have some deficiencies forward, but like their back going back, the help work is like next level. And
100%.
I think it's
100%.
kind of unfair to expect Trossard to do the same level of tracking back because that's never his game. Yeah,
Trossard works hard off the ball.
yeah, like he does
His
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 job.
work rate isn't an issue.
He's
His
not
work
as
rate might not be as good as Nelly's, but yeah, it's not poor.
yeah.
No way it isn't poor.
Yeah, in
That
terms
is
of
the one
selling
that
also, if you're saying that yeah, if you're saying that the fact that um Trossard should be sold because he's not tracking back or he's not better defensively, I think in terms of selling this does make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Titles are won by okay. We'll say titles are won by having good defense. Titles are won by having good attack.
Nah, but
no,
you
it's a
have
big
to have
thing.
quality off the bench. You have to have quality off the bench.
That's the only reason I want to keep Trossard, but I don't know if keeping Trossard will not allow us to sign some other player.
I'll 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 give I'll give a scenario. Right, if we are getting Nico Williams, my thought process on this is if we are getting Nico Williams, we can keep Leandro Trossard. If we are getting Rodrigo, we can keep Martinelli.
Makes sense, but considering Martinelli's lost his foot in actually dribbling past players, he becomes a completely different player to Nico Williams and gives us something Nico Williams can't. which is the defensive
Yeah,
work rate.
fair enough, man. I'm just thinking about Martinelli.
I get your point.
For the
If
Martinelli, I know.
Martinelli was what he was in 2022 season
Exactly. My,
in
my
terms of what he
entire
was
thought
player,
process
yeah,
was based on
I
that.
get your
Ha
point.
ha ha.
I get your
Ha
point.
ha ha.
Trossard is so versatile. He plays in so many positions. With the amount of injuries, he's going to be crucial with rotation. Ooh.
Also, fun fact: did you all see Trossard's wife's Instagram stories?
Hmm. Hinting at an exit.
Yep, yep. It looks like an exit. Yeah. Nico Williams is impossible if he keeps. Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Imagine, bro, Nico Williams is asking more than Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, exactly.
Sad how Nico Williams' season will end out of or end out of Europa, and now Villarreal is ahead of them.
No,
So
They
they
yeah.
have
aren't.
crossed them.
I just saw the
What?
table.
Athletic Club is not fourth?
No, I just saw the table. They are fourth.
It just came that they've confirmed gotten UCL red.
They are fourth, bro. I don't know what is he saying.
Hmm.
Fourth Athletic Club. Yeah, 70
What's the
points.
point
Fifth
difference?
तक मिल रहा है ना?
They're three ahead of Villarreal with
Nah,
one game.
they're getting
Yeah, they're
UCL footy
confirmed
hundred
Champions League.
percent,
Confirmed Champions.
100%.
Yeah,
Even if they lose on the last day, they'll still get fifth,
yeah.
fourth. They still get fourth. They still get fourth.
I hope I didn't miss out on any other chat. I hope I didn't miss out on any chat.
Yeah.
What do you think of? Okay, this is cool. We spoke about it. Tribalism. Kelleher leaving. We spoke. Then full sad. Cool. Okay. Um, I thought we'll talk about it next stream or something. But team news and said environment linked. Bro, okay. One point, this guy team news and takes, right? He's good with inside information regarding team news, or when it comes to like after a deal has happened or whatever happened, bringing out that.
He's lost his
Uh,
credibility.
just don't believe in him when it comes to transfer news. Just you can believe him in the talks that if somebody regarding some behind the scenes talks, nothing regarding transfers. That's all
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Trust handoff Ozil with all the updates, not TNAT.
Yep. One another thing I want to talk about is the Serie A title race. It was absolutely insane what happened yesterday. My God,
I could see you
Napoli.
go insane on every group chat I saw you in.
Yeah, yeah. Because Napoli just needed to win. If they won, Kalas title was it. But Napoli
That's
drew.
all. So.
Inter could have gotten the upper hand, but they drew. Inter took the lead first. Lazio came back. Inter took the lead again. Again, Lazio came back, and almost a penalty was given to Napoli. Then VAR went and checked, no penalty. It was just drama for almost like 105 to
We
110
saw
minutes.
like proper woke nonsense of Matteo Genduzi in 2025, bro.
And fun fact, Conte is sent off, so he can't even be there on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
bench in the last match.
Fun fact, Arteta is also sent off.
Uh,
He said I've had enough of Ramsdale.
mm,
I can't with that guy anymore.
brings up this thing. Look how bro, this I didn't expect
And
Ajax to
they've
bottle.
sacked
we
Pioli as well.
Mm,
It
yeah
is so funny.
we
mm.
beat this PSV super team 9-2.
Yeah, looks like it has come to natural end. Chat. Okay. For all the continuing viewers out,
Speed. I
for
should
all the
speed up.
for all the continuing viewers out there still watching the stream, do let us know final thoughts for the stream. We'll definitely catch up next week with more news. But yeah, any final thoughts from the stream regarding the Europa League that is going to be played in like 2-3 days?
Oh, I
It's
didn't know
funny.
that.
So on 21st we
Yeah,
have
tomorrow.
Europa League. Yeah, 21st Europa League, 28th Conference League, 31st UCL. Just two.
Yeah. Why isn't Conference League first and then Europa League?
It tells you the whole debate that United fans and Tottenham fans are having about how good their season has been, how a trophy matters the most, stuff like that. So they've ranked it in a proper order as to what I think. Let's just see.
I mean, I at least kind of respect Chelsea fans for not going overboard with the Conference League talk.
Had they went overboard, man.
No, but to be fair, like you got to at least appreciate them for what it is.
I mean, they are the first club to be having all the European trophies.
Yeah, because
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
big flex, big flex. I can't lie. As
Let's
shit
have a
as
small.
Conference League is, I think in the
Uh,
further years it would benefit. But for what it is currently, yeah,
We
Chelsea,
we
GG to
got
you.
to see the likes of Sukayo Baka because of the Conference League, so I get it. Direct Jones.
Villa actually missed a
Sukayo
good
Baka.
chance to win it last year.
Yeah.
what?
People actually like let it go under the radar, but Villa had a good chance of winning a European trophy last year, and they messed it up.
No. It's Emery. That's why nobody will say anything. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll have a small prediction regarding the UL. Uh, Spurs was Spurs was United. Thoughts?
2-1 Spurs. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Big An's
what?
going to deliver second season title. Big An's.
I mean, he. I feel that he is expecting anyway. So yeah, why not?
Right.
Parth, what are your predictions?
Uh, what do you say? Come on, you Spurs! Come on, you Spurs! Dare to do. To dare is
Oh
to
boy.
do whatever that
Today
thing
is to
is.
do.
Today is
To
to
dare is to do. Yeah.
Aarush,
To
your
dare is to
predictions?
do.
None. I don't want either of them to win, but for
Okay,
the
I'll keep
sake
it
of it,
simple.
Match abandoned.
Uh, nah,
that's
I'll
what
just
either.
say, I'll just do the Salman Khan meme. अपना क्या लेना देना? जिसको जीतना है जीतो, जो करना है करो.
No, to
अपना
be
क्या
Honestly
लेना
honest,
देना?
speaking, I see a 2-1 to Spurs. Why? Because they have had the upper hand over Amorim.
United,
I
yeah.
mean, over Manchester United in general as well this season.
But I think that's where football is. It's a humbler. I think it'll
I get
balance
it.
out.
I get it. And
No,
that's
no,
where United come in. That's if
huh.
that's where football comes in, that's where United comes in then, in my eyes.
No, but
If you
here's the
can
thing.
call
People said that against Barca against Madrid. There's no way Madrid are going to lose four times to like these guys, and they ended up losing like four times to Barca, right? So,
exactly,
please
this
some
is why I want to be this is why I want to be like the white team didn't win in that tie. The white team wins here, and the team in red, who are the Devils, end up going
at
out.
least there should be some trophy parade in North London. So come on, you Spurs.
Fairs. Wah, wah.
For the sake of London,
For the sake of North London,
because
let's do
Crystal
it.
Palace have done it
We
this week. So
Yeah, we'll
for the sake
support
of
our
London,
London brothers, but I'll
Mm.
support Anthony when it comes to Conference
Yeah,
League.
yeah. Conference League.
right?
Come on, you
Mm.
real.
Anthony, man, Anthony.
I can't see Anthony get two
Anthony will
medals.
actually
One
get two
medal is good.
medals.
Anthony should deserve one medal. That is with Real Betis, not with United.
Yeah.
Okay. Betis need to win the Conference League just for this day.
Sake.
We'll come to that in the next stream because we can do that stream right before that. Right? We'll come to that.
एक हफ्ता.
Yeah. Sure. Welcome. Yes,
Ooh.
welcome. How are you, sir? Nice video, by the way. Uh, good breakdown. You were not like some certain other content creators who have
If
taken
he
things out of
knows,
context.
if he knows,
Yeah, I'm
this is
sure he
what
will.
critical analysis should actually look like
Exactly.
as a
Yeah,
fan.
I agree. I
But
agree.
then you have people chasing TRP, views, media, everything in order to just get their video done when they have such a big fan base. So big ups to this dude,
See,
bro. If you all haven't seen
if
his
you are
video,
if you're criticizing Arteta and if you're making valid points, I'll support it. And
Mhm.
that is where we can have a very good discussion, and which is
Yep, yep.
exactly what Yashwardhan's
And
video was.
and also stay tuned. We will have a collaboration with him on this channel.
Yes, sir.
When I will let you.
Oh,
It, it will be after the season for sure. So
yes, yes, sir.
yeah, I'm not going to announce it here when because we're not like how Griezmann got to know that how Barca got to know the Griezmann to get Barca. It's not going to be like that. But we're going to tell him in advance. No worry. It's
you have to
1
have the
a.m.
football context, everything.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
also Malaysia, right?
yeah. This guy joins us from South Asia.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, good night.
Great.
Good night, sir. By the way, love is scouting videos, hoping for more videos. Yes, man. Hoping for more such videos. We'll definitely tell him. Aarush will definitely tell him. Arey, thanks, brothers. Means well. That's it from us. We'll see you next week. It's the summer window. I mean, the season is about to end. Stay tuned. We're going to end the stream with 600 and how many subscribers? Sorry. 600 and 661 subscribers. Didn't make it.
We got another subscriber.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
went like what 5 subs in this stream.
And my influence has to be crazy, right?
Let's
The
we'll reveal our
subscribers
next stream in
solely
a
on
minute.
the basis of my haircut. I mean,
This
come
guy.
on, people are
Uh-huh.
moved.
Fair.
Yeah, but okay. In the last 28 days, we've gained 62 subscribers. In the last 7 days, we've gained 36 subscribers. Insane.
Wow.
Insane. I do not know how that happened, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm not complaining. But yeah, stay happy. Like, share, subscribe. Till we see you again. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night. Bye bye. Good night.
Outro music for y'all guys.
Can't hear shit.
There's
Okay,
outro music going on.
I'm ending this. Bye bye.